A quick one before our live stream starts. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we go live there every day trading the markets, covering world news, and talking through setups in real time. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next session.
Still doom scrolling? Brain rot taking over? You'll focus tomorrow, right? But what if tomorrow never comes? What if it all started with one small choice? The world won't wait for you. Opportunity is moving right now. One decision is all it takes to shift your momentum. Fuel your mind and watch possibilities open up. Small wins stack up, focus sharpens, growth begins. Everything changes the moment you focus. Lock in and make the switch today. Bring your ambition into focus. Trade with Switch Markets.
Are you still trading everything manually? More traders are moving to automation, running strategies 24/7, removing emotion, and staying consistent. Now with Switch Markets, you've got the tools to build and run your own automated trading systems, so your strategy delivers even when you're asleep.
Meet Switch Markets, a broker for ambitious people who want to trade the financial markets.
You mean that I can trade things like Forex, stocks, even gold with you?
Yes, you can even trade the coffee bean market with us.
What about digital currencies? Can I trade them too?
Absolutely. Maybe now's your time to get in.
Oh, and are you regulated?
Yes, we are.
And how easy is it to deposit and withdraw? Will you charge me any fees?
It's easy. Deposit and withdraw instantly. Nice and simple. And unlike that guy, we won't grab any fees from you.
Do you have a low spread trading account?
We certainly do. Pick from our zero commission or our low spreads account. It's up to you.
Okay then, what makes you so different from every other broker out there?
Our 5-star rated real human customer support and our perks package worth thousands. No other broker can beat it.
So, who did you say you were again?
Switch to success. Trade with Switch Markets.
Getting started in trading shouldn't be complicated. You can open an account, get set up, and be ready to go pretty quickly. Now, if you've been thinking about it, take a look. Click the link in the description below. You can even start with a free demo account.
In trading, like climbing, the hardest step is to pause, hold, and trust your position. Ambition pulls you forward. Focus keeps you steady. Together, they take you higher. Bring your ambition into focus. Switch Markets.
Already trading with another broker? Fair enough. But if you haven't looked around lately, you might be missing out. Now, Switch Markets is picking up awards, offering tools most brokers don't, and their support actually shows up. It might be time for you to switch to Switch Markets. Click the link in the description below to get started today.
Discipline starts before the first punch is thrown. Focus sharpens in silence. Repetition builds control. Every movement prepares you for the fight ahead. Trading isn't luck. It's preparation. It's grit. Your fight is won long before the bell even rings. Champions trade with Switch Markets. It's time to bring your ambition into focus.
Are you still with the same broker? Now, there are better options out there. There's more tools, better support, and a platform built for traders. It's time that you demand more from your broker. Take a look at Switch Markets. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Trading Room. I'm Shain Vernier, and this is Trading the FOMC Minutes. Today, we're going to dive into the FOMC Minutes, the latest FOMC Minutes release from the new Fed chief, Kevin Warsh. We're going to talk about gold. We're going to talk about crude oil, dollar, yen. Big waves coming out of the Asia Pacific. We've got the dollar, yen really crashing down hard today. The Nikkei off, sort of looking for an early session rebound for that Wednesday session. The Kospi down big out of South Korea. The U.S. dollar index is absolutely crashing because we saw the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announce that they are going to initiate an unprecedented long-term bond buyback from the United States government. I like Bessent because he comes out and he drops a huge piece of news and he doesn't even flinch. He goes, well, I think we're going to do a bond buyback of about to the tune of $4 billion periodically. This is quantitative easing, guys. Quantitative easing, pure and simple. We're on the precipice of something really big financially. I think this is a fantastic time to be in the markets. And if you're a gold trader, you have to love what's happened today. Take a look at this. Yesterday, we got stopped out for a significant loss, I would say. Well, an intraday loss on our gold trade, right from our 250 period, or our 50 period SMA on the 4-hour time frame. We got chopped up right there. Frustrated Incorporated. We were right around 43, 46 with our stop out. And of course, we get the big news today from Bessent earlier, and you see an exploding gold market right up to 4,500. I say it's not going to be the top by any stretch, but right here, this is where we're doing business. So let's dial in our key level. I want to get started with this one because this could be a potentially a decent trade. We're down about 700 on the week. We had a crude oil winner, and we had a gold loser yesterday. And if I could get the line in the proper area, then we'll have a chance to trade it. But I do want to show this level because it's very important. Absolutely very, very important that we understand exactly what's happening in gold. Weaker dollar means what? It means a robust gold pricing. Today's high, 44.99, 41. So I want to go ahead and put a trade on if we can get a trade location at least ahead of the FOMC minutes. That would be fantastic. But what I want to do right here is I want to put my order in, and I want to go sell limit, and I want to sell that limit from right around 5,000. In my view, we should be probably 99.75, somewhere in that zone. And we'll wait and see. Pretty good trade location, sell limit order from that area, and we may be looking to make a little bit of cash on that one. So I'm going to watch that closely. We're not going to be able to be as patient as we were yesterday just because we're sort of in the red for the week. Very rarely going into a Wednesday do I feel the need to be cautious. Not today. We're going to go ahead and trade, but we are going to be a bit tentative about what's going to happen here in about T-minus 58 minutes on your FOMC minutes. So the markets, right now your gold market's right on 44.97. Really an incredible intraday run, and it's all on the back of the news that we're going to cover right now. So our take profit, probably not going to be huge. Probably going to be looking for something like it's not going to be quite that big, but maybe like a retracement down to about 89, somewhere in that zone. And we're going to give it a chance to succeed. We'll wait and see exactly what happens. Dial this down to, say, a 1-minute chart, and we should be in the game here relatively soon. Very nice spike high right there, 44.99.21. And now we're just sort of play the waiting game. If we get our level, great. If we don't get it, that's fine too. So I want to welcome everybody into the live chat here. I got way behind. Kelvin, good to see you. Kelvin, welcome. Let me see, ISD, how to trade the FOMC minutes. Well, we're going to talk all about that here in just a second. I'm on buy or sell. Well, it depends on what levels we're talking about, Iman, and it depends on what market we're talking about. So if you have a market, be sure to drop it in the live chat. I'm more than happy to break it down for you. Bobby Bob, good to see you. Bobby Bob, welcome. Tuku, always a pleasure. Tuku and Ralph H, good to see you again, Ralph. Thanks for joining me today. It's going to be maybe a longer stream. We're going to see how long my voice can actually hold out. I think it'll be all right, though. I think we'll stick in there and get a decent chance potentially to break down this key event and what it means to the markets and what it can mean to you personally in your trading. So buy or sell. Iman wants to know buy or sell. Buy or sell what? Buy or sell when? Buy or sell where? Are we buying and selling real estate? Are we buying and selling shirts? What are we doing? You're going to have to be a little more specific there. But I do appreciate the question. All right, let's go ahead and just start breaking this stuff down. Gold was a great place to begin, but this is trading the FOMC minutes. An interesting thing that's happened for this FOMC minutes release is we're starting to see a budding divide in the United States Federal Reserve. The FOMC truly is divided in that boardroom. And when it comes to the different camps, you're going to have camps. Kevin Warsh doesn't want to hike interest rates. He's a Trump appointee. He's sort of Trump's guy. Say, hey, listen, I'm going to do my best I can to get those rates down. And then in the other camp, you still have Jay Powell on that committee inside of the Fed, you've got some opposition to Warsh and the new agenda, the new way that they're doing business. And I'm not saying that it's coming from Jerome Powell, but having the former chief at the table with the new chief, that's sort of like having your old head coach being an assistant with the new head coach. It doesn't really work very well, and it definitely puts off an odd dynamic. And I think that's what we're looking for out of today's minutes. We're looking for verbiage that suggests there's a divide. That's what we want to see, and we'll cover that when the time comes. So that's exactly what we want to do there. And the other things, the Asia debt bubble, there's some real problems coming out of Asia right now. This is our dollar-yen trade. We didn't quite get our entry. We were looking to sell 160.49s, and we only got that 50% retracement. And since then, it's absolutely tanked today. Dollar-yen's tanked. Why? Because the yen is kicking. Right now, the yen is putting on a show, and it's putting on a show because why? Well, there's trouble in paradise. The United States decided they were going to buy back a tremendous amount of treasuries. Treasury doubles debt buybacks as Bessent moves to steady the bond market. There's been a lot made of bond yields, a tremendous amount made of bond yields globally over the past couple of weeks. Well, maybe a little longer than that. But the idea is that there's a global debt crisis and a global debt crunch. And the folks that are on the inside are ringing the warning bell saying, hey, we haven't seen yields this high on long-term U.S. equities, U.S. bonds, treasuries. For instance, the 30-year, the 5-year, the 10-year. We haven't seen yields this high since 2007, the precipice of the crash. We haven't seen government bond buying where it is right now since COVID. And now we're talking about a buyback. Well, what is a buyback? Essentially, a buyback, whether it's a stock buyback, whether it's a bond buyback, is the government, not or a company would be in stocks, but the government's going to step in. They're going to take those bonds back off the market. What does that mean? It means they're injecting capital. Where is that capital going? The capital is going to the banks. Banks buy long-term bonds. Your local bank, your regional bank, your mortgage lender, those are the folks that hold that long-term government paper, and they use it as a long-term asset to balance their long-term liabilities. Essentially, all a bank does is balances assets with liabilities. Short-term, long-term. Long-terms have to line up, short-terms have to line up. So the long-terms, you start talking about that 30-year bond. Well, what does that do? That offsets mortgages. That's the insurance the lender takes out against the move they made. So if I take a mortgage out in 30 years, they're going to insure that with the government. They're going to buy a T-bill or do something like that that's going to insure that long-term asset, short-term liability versus long-term asset. Bottom line is this, excuse me, they try to buy those things at the risk-free rate to insure their positions. That's all you need to know. So what happens when the government says, okay, JP Morgan, you've got $5 billion worth of US T-bills. What do you want? Well, we're going to buy those back. What does that mean? It means I'm giving JP Morgan capital. I'm buying those bonds back and giving them money. And what's JP Morgan going to do with it? They're either going to lend it, they're going to use it, they're going to shuffle it around and use it on their balance sheet, or they're going to use it to make themselves whole. That's absolutely big. You got to understand that because many believe we're on the basis of a banking crisis. And when we see bond buybacks to this level, to this extent, then yes, I start to believe it. And you look at something like the yen. We all know Japan's in serious debt problems, right? Big time sell off there in the yen. Why? Because the yen's gaining ground on the dollar. Why would that be? Because the U.S. government's devaluing the dollar actively. The Treasury's actively made a move to devalue the dollar. You can see, look right here on our DXY. This was our analytics. We had a pretty good reversal going from yesterday. And then you can see the buyback. As soon as that buyback was announced this morning, boom, trend line reversal, top, middle, 0.3, nice reversal, nice build trade. It was a beautiful accumulation trade, no question. Hit right there, broke above the trend line, take the long. You're looking to make a little bit of money at the top side. You come in, boom, somebody announces something, gone. Now the market's gone. So this was a complete reversal play on the DXY. We were in a pretty good position to the long side, saw the big reversal. Now what's happened? Gold has spiked. WTI crude oil trading right up around 85, 75, somewhere in there. So when we start talking about this stuff in a macro sense, you got to see the big picture and how it's all put together. So what happens when something like the yen starts gaining a lot of puff? Stronger yen means what? It means a weaker Nikkei. Take a look at yesterday's sell-off in the Nikkei, 4.25%. Little bit of a bounce today. Still not coming back the way that many thought it was. A lot of folks are trying to buy this thing back this morning. It's very touchy. It's very, very touchy. How about the Kospi? South Korea, major index. What's happened to the Kospi the last 2 days? All of a sudden, you had Trump on record lashing out against South Korean leadership, sort of lauding North Korea all of a sudden. Big time sell-off in the Kospi yesterday, 1.55%, and a gap down today of about 6%. The coming Asia-Pacific session after the FOMC minutes is going to be absolutely huge. You'll have to excuse my voice. Getting pretty raspy, that's for sure. Let me see. The king of gold. My trade hold last week in gold. Well, I hope you won, King. Nothing wrong with that. Kospi's a big deal. So I understand that many of you don't trade any of these assets. Probably the dollar yen. I would say most of you out there trade the dollar yen. Nikkei, Kospi. The idea is that the debt bubble is going to pop in the Asia Pacific first. And headlines like this say that the United States is trying to sort of hold off the lion or the monster at the gates. This is a fun time to be a trader, guys. If you're not already a trader, you ought to think about getting involved because this is going to be some good stuff. Right here, here's our gold chart. There's a nice sell for us developing. I don't know if we get it. Pretty good trade, though. I think that we probably should have got it right there. If we don't get it again, that's going to be just fine with me. We'll move on to something else. All right, let's recap yesterday's trades. We did go down a little bit on that gold trade. 4-hour chart. This essentially was our trade. We were looking to buy right here. Got a little bit messed up, stopped out right in this zone, and then we sort of sold off a little bit and then came back big. Took a big loss on that one for intraday, about 1,800. These are demo dollars, of course. We came right back with a winner, though. WTI crude oil, we had a nice bid right in this zone. You can see the green was our TP. You'll remember this was a rear month contract, meaning I was looking potentially to get a late day rush as this contract went off the board, as I believed institutions were going to buy up gold for near-term delivery, crude oil for near-term delivery, and that is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Beautiful trade, fantastic. We actually took a profit target at about 85.44. Feel free to follow any of these trade results over there on X, on Shain V_trader. Definitely one of those things that when I put a trade down, we follow it, win or lose. This was a winner. Today, we're up and away, $87, and we have officially rolled to the OC contract, the October contract. So you definitely want to be sure that you're trading the right WTI crude oil contract. Right now, we're trading 85.78. This is a function of the weaker dollar, number one, and it's also a function of, pending war in the Middle East, right? What's my bias on today's gold, sir? Well, I'd be a net seller from 4,500. That was our initial trade idea. We haven't really got that yet. We almost got it, but almost doesn't really count. So for me right now, I want to scalp right in front of this. The big picture, we probably want to be a long as soon as we get some footing up above 4,500. So if I was looking at gold right now, intraday, let's go ahead and just pull up a 30-minute chart here. 30-minute gold chart, XEU, USD. If I'm trading this, it's very simple to me. Very simple. You've got an up day, got compression. So right here, I'd be looking right at this zone, 6 a.m. my time, 8 a.m. Eastern, sort of the beginning of the gold trading day. If you want to trade gold and you live in the Mountain Time Zone, you need to get up early. That's okay. It's a P formation. You're completely intraday bullish here. Boom, boom. That's bullish. That's a bullish formation. Now, I would love to buy a discount. Of course, we would want to buy down there at 44.50, somewhere in that zone. I don't think we're going to get it. I think we're too bullish right now. What may be worth, excuse me, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go, guys. My voice is shot. Something like this, we're going to go GC. This is gold futures. Okay, so we're right at the point of control right now. Do I want to be long or short from this area? This is the U.S. point of control. Point of control is the area where we've done the most trading. 455 or 455, 45.50, whatever you want to say. Do you want to be long right there or short? We're beneath the point of control, so theoretically, we would be looking to short. Personally, I don't want any part of the short side of this market. I would be looking probably to go two lots and just buy a market and see what happens. Risky trade, yeah, it is a risky trade because, there's a lot of room down there. Theoretically, we could get banged out to the downside, but the upside trajectory of this market, theoretically, you could do something like that relatively easy. For us, probably something just a little bit more conservative, maybe shooting for a little bit of 1,000. Now, your trade location's not great.
you're buying the top of this market, but in essence, you're playing with the trend. We know that the market has slowed way down, and this is real similar to the trade that we put on yesterday. Except what? It's following the trend as opposed to going against it. Now, you do have the FOMC minutes coming up, so you do have to be aware that, yeah, there is going to be a little bit of volatility involved with that release. But as far as holding gold, long or short, you probably want to hold it long. Now, you can really get in trouble here if the market sells off, especially as an intraday trader. You have to be aware of market structure. So if we're rocking 2 lots to the long side here and we're getting a little bit of rotation to the short, you can see where the holes in this market are right here. I mean, this is the void. That is where Bessent said they were going to destroy the U.S. dollar. So what are we seeing right here? We saw a nice move up here, a little bit of a debate at 45.20, somewhere right in this zone, 45.20. And now we're having sort of the same type of debate right up here at 45.50. Do we rally to 5,000 from here? I would say we're going to be on the cusp of 5,000. The only thing holding gold futures down right now, December gold futures, is the potential of the next leg of the Iran war. That's why people don't necessarily want to pile into gold. Ralph, am I bullish on gold for the long term? I would say that given it's hard, Ralph, because when you're in a situation like this where you're looking at monetary policy. All right, you're saying, okay, what do you think the United States Federal Reserve is going to do? We know that they don't want to hike interest rates. We just saw the U.S. Treasury step in and launch quantitative easing, all right? They launched QE. So the real question becomes, does the Fed have to do anything, and what will that do to gold? Now, the big challenge that we have is the bond buyers that come out of the woodwork when the war starts, when the war kicks up. So right now we've got areas, we've got rogue states in Iran, we've got Hamas, we've got all these people saying they're going to start hitting European military installations. In the event that you see a big-time strike from Iran, something like that, you're really going to have to watch it because that's going to strengthen the dollar and that's going to send gold down. However, if that situation calms down and we see a bit of a dovish tone out of the United States Federal Reserve, then you're probably going to see bullish gold. You're probably going to see bullish gold. And the fact that the United States decided they were going to launch QE whatever, they're calling it QE Junior, should really make us all sit back and go, yeah, this is sort of an interesting period in time. Tough to call the gold market. I think we're going to 5,000. I don't think we're going right now to 5,000, but I would be shocked if the daily high's in for today. I mean, you could put a trade on like this and try to score big on the futures market. I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's just going to be a swing trade, something like that. We'll shoot for something. We'll see if we can wash this top out. Right now, you can see the bidders are there, but the sellers, there's a lot of retail that are dug in right here, dug in like an Alabama tick with their backs against today's high, and they're taking position trades, day trades, essentially probably down to this area of your market profile, right in there. That's probably where a lot of targets are. As far as Fibonacci's go, could we get a better entry point? We could. Where would we want to get in this thing at? You could wait down there, buy 45s. You could do it. You could also do something like this, 62%, 44.70s. Those are all superior entries. The problem is does the market ever give you a chance down there? It looks like it wants to right now. We're taking a bit of a hit buying that point of control as opposed to selling it. Maybe we get burned. We'll wait and see. I want to let this one twist for a while, though, because I do like the bullish side of this market. It's just a question of whether we can withstand the noise. That's really all it boils down to. And you'll notice when you trade futures, multiple contract futures, it gets deep in a hurry, especially when you're trading gold. It gets deep in a hurry. So we'll take this down to a 1 minute, and you can see exactly what the price action looks like. Something like this. And remember, these are demo dollars, guys. Demo dollars. It's $1,000. That's real. If it's real money, I mean, you need to be trading probably a $100,000 account. It's a good illustration, though, and a good exercise of dealing with volatility and watching the ticker move. Big-time psychology involved there. You start taking trades like that, you're swimming in the deep pool, deep end of the pool. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these questions. 1906 Miz. Excuse me. What's up, Shane? What do you think about Bessent buying back bonds? I think it's the end of the U.S. dollar. That's for sure. Let me see. Hello, Shane. Sean, good to see you. Hello, Shane. U.S. bungee jump today. All right, gotcha. The profit zone, FOMC, buy or sell, I have no idea. Buy or sell what? You guys are so vague. You're so vague. I hope that helps, Ralph, though. The gold dynamic is really difficult because on the one hand, the war is going to send gold down. It will. It's going to force people into bonds just like it started back in February. That's what the cycle's been. On the flip side, QE from the U.S. Treasury, maybe interest rates don't get hiked this year. What does that do to the dollar? It crushes it. What does that do to gold? Sends it higher. No question. Right now, gold's trading about 45, 46. We're looking for a big move to the top side. We'll see if we get trend continuation. That really is the question. All right, a lot of debt flying around today. Let's go ahead and take a look. U.S. Treasury increases liquidity support, buyback operations, whatever that means. U.S. Treasury to double sizes of some debt buyback operations to at least $4 billion. Double buyback, doubles buybacks, yada, yada. It's quantitative easing is what it is. And it's designed to keep the economy afloat despite some serious debt loads. So there you have it. Let me see. 512 Eli, I'm thinking longs on the NQ. Can you analyze? Absolutely. FOMC, we're going to talk about the minutes here in a minute. I'll break those down in real time for you as they come out. If my voice holds out, we may have to sign off. Watching this gold trade, though, ticking a little bit higher, so we're not in as bad a shape, but it doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. All right, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. We have a question about Eli. I'm thinking longs on the NASDAQ. E-mini NASDAQ futures. Love it. One of my favorites. Good daily, good daily chart right here. I'm going to give you a quick and dirty Fibonacci. Sort of give us a long type of a look here. 29,142 would be a fantastic bid. You know, whether or not we get that anytime soon, it's hard to say. Let's go down and do a daily. Somewhere right in there. 29,150. Nice compression. Very tight day. What I would be looking at, Eli, here as far as your daily range, we'll just throw these lines up. That would be my daily 13-period EMA. Sort of show you my own playbook and how I like to look at these things. I like marking my levels on longer time frames and then taking them right down to short time frames. So let's take this from a daily right down to a 30-minute chart. My bread and butter for your U.S. equities indices. Okay, you can see what's happened. We're sort of ricocheting around in there. During the overnight, those were great trades. That's my daily Bollinger midpoint. That is my daily 13-day EMA. Okay, let's go ahead and go to a, where's my market profile? Okay, my TPO charts. Let's go ahead and have a look. Okay, first read is rotation. First thing we're looking at here is rotation. No question about it, Eli. This is not a trending day. You want to go long? I don't mind the long, but I would wait a minute. Bottom of the value area, bottom of the intraday value area here in the United States is right at 29.5. Absolutely. Line us up. Sign us up for that one. So if you're doing something like that, yeah, 2 contracts, very doable. What you would be looking at doing here is buy limit, and you want to buy right at the bottom of that thing, right at the bottom of value. So I would shade it a little bit. I'd be 29.502, probably 50. Oh, 3.25 is fine. Let's go ahead and put that buy order down. Something like that. So what would this trade really look like? If you're taking a day trade, you're probably going to wait for this to base out, probably get a little dirty down here. Going into the FOMC minutes and maybe try to shoot the moon to the top side. Now that I don't mind. I have no problem with that. The question is what do we want to do? I mean, something like that isn't a bad trade. Is it high risk? Not really. Where do you have to stop yourself out at? Stop yourself out right down in here, probably right beneath this Bollinger midpoint. This would be a trade where I don't like letting the NASDAQ run really, just because it's so stiff. But this would be an opportunity potentially where we can manage this trade on the fly. So maybe something like this. Get this right down to maybe 16. Nice crisp $500 trade, something like that. It's not a bad scalp for a market profile. Now, the reason why we can make this trade and sort of say, okay, life's going to be okay, is because why? It's flat. The market's flat. It's dead, and we're in rotation. What's the other reason, though? What's the other reason why I'm excited sort of about this bid? Big round numbers, 29.5. Been a war fought at 29.5 right here. Lots of bids, lots of asks. That's a war. Look at that doji. Let's size that doji. Let's turn our TPO off for a second. Look at that. Little hammer, not bad. So what are we doing right now? What's price doing right now? It's coming down to check out 29.5 again. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what happens. It looks like we're going to be dancing here in a second. We'll see how the NASDAQ responds. You notice how that DOM just jumps around. Interesting. Can't really get any footing on that gold trade. Still trading about 45, 46.8. We were right up at about 45.9 the other just a second ago, 45.49. And that was right around our entry. We were just south of 45.50. We're looking for a break. I want to see a break and watch that top out. Could get expensive. We're going to let it twist and see what happens. This one right here, though, this I would really say is a quick hitter. You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out. Joshua Chung, good to see you, Joshua. Welcome. No interest rate hikes either. Well, that's the thing, Eli. I mean, when we start talking about, debt and treasury buybacks, which could be one of the biggest things we've seen in a long, long time, couple that with no interest rates. Keep an eye on those trades for you. But this is what it all boils down to. I mean, this is what bonds and stocks and all this boils down to is the dollar. And that's because things are still priced in U.S. dollars, at least for right now. So what do you have here? You got about a 64% chance you're getting no rate hike in September. Interesting. We thought that was sure. That was a sure thing. If you were watching my streams last month, we thought that was a sure thing. October, something like this, 350, 375, 400, something like that. What do you have? Still betting a 50-50 chance. No rate hike in October. How about December? Look at this. 70-30, you get a 25 basis point or 50 or 75. Basically, the markets right now are pricing that you're going to be static. Well, gold pump. I don't know. We're pushing, I'm long gold right now, holding from about 45, 49 in gold futures. As far as this right here, we definitely wanted to sell. We didn't get the sell earlier from about 5,000, so let's go ahead and wipe that off the chart. We're coming way off here in the spot gold market. You can see that we're right around 44.88. Gold futures were about 45, 46, and we're way behind the 8 ball in that trade. Still, though, I mean, I like the long side of this market. The question is are we going to fill in today's Treasury news? Maybe. As far as what I would be looking to do potentially, that's a 5,200. That's a long-term view and really a conventional strategy. If we were going to go with maybe something on the Fibonacci's, something like this, that's our NASDAQ trade still simmering, still setting up. But your gold, I mean, this is what it's all about right here. It's an uppercase P. That's bullish, but now you're starting to fill in a little bit. Me, personally, I believe we're probably going to rotate higher. I would say going into tomorrow's session, but who knows? We'll wait and see. Trading 45, 44. Definitely coming off a deep pocket trade. I mean, a better location for you. If you wanted to wait and be conservative, it would be 40, 44, 45, somewhere down in that zone. Have an opportunity to take that trade. As far as, are we going to pump on the FOMC minutes? Hard to say. We got about another half hour till we get there. We could definitely sell off. I mean, certainly is possible. What do you think? After the news, will the gold give a rally? Personally, I believe it's impossible to say. I really do. But today's daily range is huge. We know that we're going to see some dissent in that boardroom. The question is will it be dovish or hawkish dissent? Right now, gold's ticking lower, lower, lower. We'll wait and see. Let me see. 512 Eli. The yen is getting bailed out by the government. Your thoughts? Well, I mean, here's the yen. That's a big day. Off about 0.75%. That's a huge move in the yen. I think that when you talk about the Japanese yen and the BOJ, they've always wanted a devalued yen. They've always wanted, relative to the majors, yen devaluation. They don't want a strong yen. And the reason why is because a strong yen really hurts the export sector abroad. So that's sort of where we're at. BOJ wants to cut rates. They don't want to hike rates. They don't want to be firm. The problem is if they cut interest rates back to negative, you're going to have a full-blown meltdown. And the amount of government debt that Japan's carrying is unbelievable. I mean, it's staggering. It's just absolutely staggering. Particularly the U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar with a bit of a rally right now. You can see on the 1-hour chart, the DXY is up a bit. Do we see a stronger dollar after the minutes? Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. I think it really depends on the divide in that boardroom, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Spanned in 350. Is gold bullish on the long term? You're bullish on the all caps. I love the all caps, man. I love the all caps. That's hilarious. Bullish gold long term. I think 5,000 comes back into play, but the problem is if you go back into the war, big time, you're going to see gold really get hit because the dollar is going to be strong. So I'm curious of what's going on. I really am curious of what's going on here with gold and the U.S. dollar. A lot of chicanery going on. All right, guys, let's talk about our fundamentals here. Week 34, 2026. Monday was the Treasury auctions. Tuesday was housing starts today. UK CPI and the FOMC minutes. We're going to look at the pound here in just a second. But you can definitely sort of bet your bottom dollar that the biggest market mover today was the Treasury's auction. For sure, no question. Absolutely no question about that. Tomorrow, Philly Fed jobless claims. Do you really even need to know what those are? Not really. They're peripheral events. Friday, no donation Friday. Not much going on Friday, so we're going to talk psychology. Gold absolutely plummeting right now, so we're the wrong way on that gold futures. I don't even have the heart to pull that one up, pull that chart up. You may get a pretty good buyback, though, if you're serious about it. We'll wait and see if we can get that one. Thanks, Spandon. I appreciate it. But no donation Friday is just when we're going to talk some psychology. I got a great question from a veteran trader actually yesterday, 2 days ago. And I want to cover that because it's a big deal. I know a lot of you are dealing with some of the same issues, some of the same problems, and I want to get in there and see if we can unpack a little bit of psychology on Friday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to come back and join. Tuesday through Thursday, it's all systems go. Primary objective, focus on execution, make money, trade our plan, and get after it. Ride the momentum, hit our profit targets, build our accounts. Try not to take big losers, but if you take big losers, do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's what I say. I'm right here. News of the day, 30-year bond mortgages. MBA, 30-year mortgage rate, 6.77%. And mortgage applications fell, negative 0.4% week over week. Not a surprise. Mortgage rates are not historically high, but they're really high for where they've been in the last 5 years. Let's see. Crude oil inventories. That's what I want to cover here. 4.40 million. That was way above expectations and way below last week. I got a feeling that these numbers aren't maybe truthful. Here's the exact read. U.S. commercial crude oil inventories, excluding those in the SPR, increased by 4.4 million barrels from the previous week. At 428.8 million barrels, U.S. crude oil inventories are matching the 5-year average for this time of year. Total motor gasoline inventories increased 0.7 million barrels last week and are 5% below the 5-year average. So gasoline's down. Gasoline's way down. That's why your gas prices are up here in the States. But also think about that. If your gasoline inventories are down, that means the refiners have pulled way back. If the refiners aren't refining gasoline out of crude oil, what is going to happen to your crude oil stocks on hand? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're going to grow. So if you see the refiners pull back, what happens to your supplies? They grow. Why do you think they're not refining as much gasoline? Gasoline's a big-time product. That's how you make money. You sell gasoline, right? It's because something's coming. The refiners are getting ready for something. I think they believe an oil shortage is on the way, a big one. Could be. I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But I do know this. We're inventories matching the 5-year average. We had a 17 million barrel build last week. 4.4. In 2 weeks, you took a major U.S. deficit and you reversed it. You flipped the script on it. Unbelievable stuff, guys. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. You can see right there, though, that is the crux of the situation today for crude oil. I don't know what to think about it. Here is your yearly. This is these numbers on a yearly basis. You can see the massive spike right there, and then you've had about 3 weeks in a row of big-time prints. My guess is that's because the refiners have really cut cut refining operations. That is going to boost your domestic oil stocks and make things look rosier than they really are. Interesting stuff. Maybe put some of that surplus into that SPR, your strategic oil reserve. Just a thought. You can see, though, really since the war began, we started running major deficits there in April and May, and that's what sent crude oil prices skyward. There was your initial shock. We had a major build there early March. Build, and then life started getting tough as the war drug on. We are nowhere near a peace deal in the Middle East. Excuse me. Jeez. Nowhere near a peace deal in the Middle East. Don't know what's going to happen there. The situation is fluid. It seems to be a stalemate. I'll be surprised if the United States does much of anything before the election, though. All right, that's a mouthful. Let's talk about the FOMC minutes. Today is all about the FOMC minutes. What does it mean to the markets, and why are you watching, and what do you want to know out of it? Well, it means a couple of things. Number one, it means Kevin Warsh just took over the Fed. He presided over his second Fed meeting, FOMC meeting. And what the minutes do is they talk about the dialogue that is in that boardroom, bottom line. So what are we looking for here? Simple AI overview. You probably use them 50 times a day. I know I do. I don't believe all of it, but there it is. You can see it. FOMC minutes are detailed reports of the FOMC committee meetings. They come out exactly 3 weeks after each policy decision. They show how individual members view the economy, inflation, and interest rates. What the meetings show: a deep look at policy choices, votes and reasons, for or against rate changes, clues about future moves by the Federal Reserve. Here's where they are. For a Bank of Governors, you're going to go to news and events, meeting and calendars, press releases. You do that also. FOMC meetings, and it'll be listed right here on this website. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the live chat out there in YouTube land. I'll also drop this in the How to Trade trading room, just in case you guys in the How to Trade community want to read this for yourself. But you'll see we've only got a couple left this year. So the statement, if you want to take a look at a sample, let's see, a sample release. There's your minutes from a previous meeting. Essentially, this is what it looks like. The minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee. What's up, Shane? Sorry about your DMX voice. I haven't listened to DMX in a while. Minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee. You can see this is exactly what it looks like. All right. You see right in here. It is a book, essentially. It is just text, a lot of text. And so think about this. When the FOMC minutes drops, this isn't a press conference. This isn't Kevin Warsh coming out telling you what he thinks. This is a summation of the dialogue that took place behind closed doors at the last FOMC meeting. That's what it means. So when we trade the FOMC minutes, it's important that we don't jump in. Fools jump in. Don't jump in. It's going to take a minute for the market to digest what exactly all of this means. And what's going to happen is the Fed is going to, or excuse me, not the Fed, but the media, they're going to pull out some of the high spots. They're going to pull out some of the keys that they believe are the big market drivers here for the big stories for the coming quarter. And that's what they're going to do. So all of this, is it possible to read all of this, think about what it says, and make day trades on it? No. We're waiting for the headlines. We're waiting for market sentiment. We're watching like the VIX, for instance. That's a great thing to be watching right now. Volatility index. Where's the volatility index at? Where is it? 30-minute chart, the VIX. Delayed data, of course. I don't have CBOE data, but that's okay. Where's the VIX at? It's at 15. Extremely low. When the VIX is low, stocks are up. When the VIX is high, stocks are down. Long-term average is 21. Right now, our VIX is 15. So what we're thinking is this going to spike the risk appetite, or is it going to make the market risk averse? What is it going to do to sentiment? And it takes time to read all this stuff. And it takes more time to interpret it. And it takes more time to craft it into a narrative that the people are going to pitch on the markets. So at its core, it doesn't really matter what the FOMC minute says. And it's also a delayed fuse. The markets will react a little bit right away. Some algos will go, some AIs will go, whatever. But this isn't a press conference. This isn't a Fed statement. This is the FOMC minutes. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to make a big mistake before the minutes. Personally, I don't know, gold's back up to about 45, 46. It's just rotating around, trying to piss us off, basically. It rewarded some shorts a minute ago. I'm surprised it came off that much, but we're right back pretty much to where we were, down about, 20 ticks, something like that. Not very much. Could really extend over 4,500. We really could. We'll wait and see. Yields pull back from multi-year highs after Treasury Department says it will double government debts. What to watch for in the next FOMC minutes? I mean, you can read this stuff all you want. What we're looking for out of the FOMC minutes and what this release means, we're looking for a divide in the boardroom. I want to see how many people voted for and against. I want to hear their arguments. I want to hear the committee's long-term expectations. Now, that's something we're not going to hear out of this Fed, remember? This is one that, Kevin Warsh and company were like, we're not really going to do so much on forward guidance, but I want to hear those opinions. I want to hear the opinions. I want to hear exactly what they say. That's absolutely key. Who likes rate cuts? Who likes rate hikes? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a divide. We're looking for a fight. Remember, Warsh, at the last meeting, we had a good old family fight. I go, I don't know if it's a good old family fight if half of the committee's trying to sabotage your agenda. I don't know if that's good. Interesting, though. Great Britain pound, USD. UK CPI came out during the overnight, to be brutally honest with you. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but we do see the US dollar gaining a little bit of puff right now on the pound. Still would like to buy it, especially after the treasuries, the treasury issues today. That would be a pretty good level right there, 135.90, something like that, 135.90, 91, 92. Not a bad play. I probably would much rather be long the Great Britain pound USD than short. But as far as what we're looking at here, USD getting a little bit stronger since we came on the air about a half hour ago. This would be probably a decent play. 4-hour chart, Fibonacci retracement, line in the sand. Dollar starting to move a little bit. Gold's coming off. Great Britain pound USD coming off a bit, still up about 0.5% for the day. So at this point in the session, the real question becomes this. Is the dollar done? Is it going to rally on the FOMC minutes, or is it going to tank on the FOMC minutes? If you're holding a position right now like we are in gold, you're very much twisted in the wind. We don't know how the market's going to accept these statements. We don't know how the media is going to pitch it. My guess is it's going to say there's a huge divide in the boardroom. It's going to say that half of the people want to hold rates firm, and then the other half are going to say, Warsh, what you're doing is irresponsible. We need to start hiking interest rates to get a hold of inflation. The war-caused inflation is becoming entrenched. Hey, listen, wake up, guys. Inflation's been entrenched since 2022, since they understood very early on they could not unwind the COVID bubble, and that is when inflation became entrenched. Remember transitory? It was transitory. It's not transitory. Look at our dollar. Dollar's starting to rise a little bit. Is the bottom in for the dollar intraday? Good question. Is it? Hard to say. We're going to wait and see. We're getting closer, though. Let me see. Verdu, Barry White, Sean Evans, Barry White. Hello. Hello out there. Yeah, man, my voice is really frustrating me today, guys. It's tough because I like to move pretty fast and talk fast, but just scratchy, absolutely scratchy. All right, let's get back to our gold trade. Still stuck a little bit. Market sort of reversed. I mean, I don't like it. We're getting hit. We took a pretty good draw on that, to be honest with you. We got a fresh new point of control. That new point of control is right here. We bought up here right around 45.50. You know, the real question is does this market get legs and really maybe drive towards something like a 45.60, something like that? We took a significant draw there, though. There's no question about it. The real deal, you know, the real thing about trading sort of quiet periods during gold, especially gold futures, is take your leverage down. You don't need to be a hero trying to do this stuff. Take your leverage down. I talked with a trader yesterday, a trader that's been in the markets for a while, an astute trader. Asked me, said, Shain, how can I achieve some of the financial goals that I'm looking for right now? I'm trading 1%. And I go, that 1%'s great. It's hard to hit goals on 1% of real small accounts or maybe prop drawdowns. So, 3%, I like 3%, 5%. If we're talking about taking a two-lot trade, a two-lot long on a gold trade, futures market, we're playing $20 a tick in Fed market conditions. It's not that I'm against that or afraid of it. We're doing it right now, but understand the consequences. This type of trade right here, you probably need to have $100,000 to $150,000 to $200,000 to make this trade day in and day out. That's the reality of it. You have to be willing to take probably a $2,500 hit on this, maybe a $3,000 hit, and still be okay. So this clearly relatively high risk, especially for a position trade, but that's how position trades are. If you're going to get in the market and let these things twist and let them spin, you're going to have some money to do it. And if you don't have it, take your leverage down. Take it down. There's no harm in that. There's no foul in that. Take your leverage down. Nothing wrong with 1%. Nothing wrong with playing with just a little bit of money as opposed to a lot of money. Believe me, this thing crashes and sells off. This gets expensive in a hurry. I still like the long side of this market. I see the bidders there. You can see exactly what's developed here today. A nice, beautiful P formation. We're just waiting for something to bring it all together. The question is does this market sell off first? It certainly could. Let's go over to the spot gold market, not gold futures. You can see this is exactly the same market dynamic, really a monster run up in the previous 4 hours. This, we're still moving higher. We're trending. I mean, we're trending. If you wanted a 4-hour chart, I mean, I can give you safe entries all day. That's safe. Go down to a 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart for the U.S. session, gold futures. Uppercase P. What is that? P formation, no question. That's a bullish. Spike low there, spike high there. Where's your safe entry? Where's your safe passage? It's down there at about 44.46. That's safe passage. You get long down here in the next probably 8 hours, you got a real good chance to win. Now, what's our chance to win from where we're at? If we blow the top off of gold, we're going high. We're breaking way high. Right now, we're up about 3.5% on the day. The futures market does not represent what's happening in the spot market. Spot's up bigger than futures. Why is that? Because we're trading December futures. We're not trading what gold's worth today. So theoretically, maybe that treasury bump isn't being priced as heavily into the futures markets. Tina Sheen, good to see you. Hey, up in Canada. I was just up there, Tina. It was a lot of fun. We were out in Vancouver. We went from Vancouver to the ports. Then we went north to Alaska. Had a blast. Absolutely had a blast. Sorry for joining quite late today. No worries, Tina. We're just doing a little live trading. Sort of getting hit in the chops here this week. Taking it on the chin right now from this gold long. But we're going to go ahead and go with it. Let me see. Quaz, good to see you, Quaz. Bro, I'm from India. Watching your stream for the first time. Give the best trade, please. The best trade. Are you selling? No, I'm not selling. This trade right here was one that we wanted. This was what 1906 Miz brought up. He said, what do I think? I'm looking at the long side of the NQ, the NASDAQ. And I said, well, I want to buy it from the bottom of value. So you had a really tight market there. Bottom of value is a beautiful thing. Really a beautiful thing. We just didn't quite get filled. That's going to happen a lot to you. I would still be looking to buy right above 29.5 in the NASDAQ. I think that's a pretty strong trade. We should get a significant bounce off of that zone. And if we don't, that's okay. Yeah, we were just talking about the Kospi a little bit earlier. Let's do WTI crude oil. Break down exactly what's going on with our market profile, our TPO charts. Okay, this is pretty good stuff here. A little bit of a correction in WTI over the past 30 minutes or so. I would call it noise if I was doing it. Remember, paper trading, guys. Paper trading, stay within your means. Don't gamble. We're coming to the day when we may be trading real money on here. I'm looking forward to that day. For now, though, it's demo dollars. WTI crude, point of control right there. Beautiful thing right at about 84.65, 84.66. That could be pretty good. We're just a ways off of it. 85 right now is where we're trading, and I sort of expect to trade up in this zone for the rest of the day. I'd be surprised if we went back below 85, but maybe it's possible. You can see right here we spiked below 85. The bidder stepped in with reckless abandon, sent us a bit higher, so that's something worthy of note. I would write that down. Excuse me. E-mini S&P 500 futures, what do we want to do here? Sort of the opposite of what we were looking at in the NASDAQ, isn't it? Value area high, point of control. Probably a pretty good sell, but this would be a sell scalp. This wouldn't be a position. So if we get into this one, it's going to be a much, much quicker type of a dynamic. You can see right there, what would this be? Sell limit. You want to sell right from that point of control, right in that zone. 2 contracts is plenty. Something like that. Take profit. Probably looking at something right down in that zone. This would be a very tight scalp. The reason why you would look to sell the point of control right from the top of value is playing that rotation. Right now, the markets are very quiet. Why are they quiet? Because everybody's waiting for this FOMC Minutes release. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting. Let me see. Signal confirmed. Gold, sell, FOMC. All right, Gerald. I'm not a signal provider. Let me see. Tina Xing. I bid on a long 43.13, but not filled. Oh, man. We had a bad one yesterday we didn't get filled on. It was a pretty good trade for a gold short, too. I bid on a 43.13.30, but not filled. That's tough. That's a tough one to get over. Yona, good to see you, Yona. I'm from Ethiopia, the other side of the world. Good to see you. Welcome. That's great. We got a global community. We got folks in here from Europe, Canada, United States, Asia, Middle East, a lot of Middle Eastern countries. Claire, good to see you. Claire, welcome. Just here feeling sorry for myself. I just blew my account and capital last week. Claire, come on back Friday. Excuse me. Come on back Friday. We're going to do a psychology session then. No donation Friday. We're not just going to talk about trading. Then we're going to talk a little psychology. I've got a chance to talk with a few traders this week, and some of the things that I'm hearing are pretty instructive. And you're not alone. Don't feel sorry for yourself too long, but take your time. Learn all you can from the losses. That's what I would say. That's all you can really do. Rio says, buy all. Let me see. FE4. I putted a short. I put a short on gold. Right on. Yeah, I mean, right now the gold shorts are sort of winning the battle from that 45.50 area in the futures. As far as the spot market goes, I mean, they are dug in. They're dug in like an Alabama tick right there at 4,500. That, I'm going to tell you guys right now, the retail end of this are all betting that 45 is the top of this daily market. Everybody's lined up to the short right up there. Boom, 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 boom. The last boom. There was your big institutional move. 6:30 a.m. Besant comes out and says, okay, we're going to kill the dollar. What's happened all day long? Traders are dug in right there. Their backs against 5,000. I don't blame them. I think it's a pretty good way to be trading this. We're the other way. We think that it's going to break. I don't like calling breakouts because they very rarely develop the way you think they're going to. But we know that the ground is soft up above 4,500. We do know that. And there's a lot of compression, intraday compression above that zone. There's a lot of stop losses that are going to get run right up there if it does happen. 44.88, though, that's $12 down the queue. Very slow gold market. I think we're going to go along for the ride here in about 8 minutes. We'll wait and see. Excuse me, man. My voice is just absolutely trashed. I could never be a lounge singer. What's my expectations of gold after the FOMC out? Bullish break, compression, P formation, key number 5,000. If we trade above 5,000, we're going to rock. If we don't, we're going to trade right down in here. Now, right now, the bears are coming in and slamming it. They're absolutely slamming gold. So what do? Well, if you're already holding, you can wait it out. That's a pretty good buy. If I wasn't already in, if I wasn't holding longs or shorts or anything like that, that's a pretty good area to buy this thing. 44, 45, something like that. Interesting right here. E-mini S&P 500 futures. You're looking at that point of control. We got an opportunity for a scalp there. That might be a pretty good trade. I'm optimistic. We'll wait and see what happens. As far as the NQ, we missed it. That was our trade right down there, bottom of value. That's okay. Let's go ahead and scratch that. Let's take a look at the E-mini Dow. E-mini Dow right now. Gold struggling right now. Struggle. This area right up in here, probably where you want to sell this thing. Point of control. Do you want to buy right now? E-mini Dow? I don't. High risk trading any way you slice it right now. Gold trending down a little bit, 45, 44, 1 in the futures market. I believe we're long from 45, 49-ish. So we're about 50 ticks down the queue, but you're going to see a lot of volume enter the market here in the next half hour. So we'll be waiting on that. WTI crude oil at about 85. I mean, you could probably buy 85 and get away with it. Let's wait and see. Let me see Effie. Good to see Effie. Welcome. I think that gold will be going down. It's going to crash like really down. Yeah, it certainly could. It's showing signs of weakness. 4,500 in the spot market looks to me like it could definitely be the intraday top. Let me see Effie, because XAU USD was always going long, also Euro USD. Let's take a look at the Euro USD. That's a good point. Euro dollar, 30-minute chart. Same formation. Still bullish intraday. I mean, the formation's still extremely bullish. The question is, do we fill this chain in? Euro coming off a little bit. Let's take a look at maybe giving a level out for swing traders potentially. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got a spike low and a nice top forming right here. Sort of elongated. I would call that an elongated top. 116.15, something like that. Be a pretty good trade. Right now we're trading about 116.58. Theoretically, you could have the same type of thing in gold if, in fact, you get this thing to sort of stalemate out where we're at. So you spike low, something like that, and then a pullback zone right in here. Personally, where you could really do some good is tomorrow's workshop, rally-based rally, ICT concept. Spike low, spike high. Well, what do you have here? Got a base, right? So there's your rally. There's your base. There's your rally. Gold coming off big now. 45.43 in the futures market. We're getting hammered over there. Somebody knows something. We'll wait and see what this FOMC Minutes says. But as far as another one that we do need to look at is dollar CAD. This was a trade idea that I was going to put out yesterday. A nice sell right up there. Dollar CAD 139.50. Just isn't there. Market's trending. Just isn't there. Something like this. Spike high, spike low. 138, 138.43. Pretty good sell. Pretty good selling area right there. That's for sure. All right, let's see the YM. Let's see. E-mini Dow. Not real great. But got about 4 minutes until this bomb drops on the market. Let's wait and see what happens. Interesting movement, though. I mean, you can almost tell a news event's coming by watching price action. That's why I don't really put much stock in what's going on in the gold market right now, because it's really tight. You're just rotating. You're oscillating around 10, 15 ticks, 20 ticks. For ranges this big, that's absolutely nothing. Let me see, Hussein, buy or sell, please answer. On what, man? What do you want to buy? What do you want to sell? What market? Gold? We're holding longs in gold. High risk. Right here, we want to sell from this level right here. We want to sell the E-mini S&Ps. Get a nice little tight scalp in. That could be very good to us. YM, not much here for the E-mini Dow futures. NQ. NQ is a beautiful thing down here. We just didn't quite get it. Dollar yen. Gold coming off big. Yen sort of bouncing just a little bit. What do you want to trade with the yen? I mean, it probably would be looking to go long the yen, line it up sort of against the dollar. I mean, the macro look at the dollar is not good. We're going to see what this FOMC Minutes says, though. 45.42. XAU USD buy or sell. Euro USD sell or buy. I love it. You guys are hungry. You're hungry for money. If you're looking at a Euro USD chart, sell it or buy it. It's bullish. Buy it and walk away from it. Bullish. There's your treasury break. I would wait for a retracement 116.36, but you can saddle up and buy right now. The real question is, where are you going to get out? The pressure is going to be against the dollar. Now, whether that's today or tomorrow, I really couldn't tell you. Dollar's getting hammered right now. There's no reason to believe that it's going to make a comeback unless we get something out of the FOMC Minutes, which is coming right now. T-minus 2 minutes. This ought to be fun. A lot of people watching this FOMC Minutes stuff. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to pull up the actual document. We're going to read it. And then I'm also going to be reading the news sort of as we unpack this mess. I love it. Absolutely love it. Where's my link at? Yeah, that's the link I need. "38 seconds. Here we go. You guys ready? Don't expect the markets to jam right away. XAU USD, I mean, Euro USD, you could probably hold it intraday. I mean, this, guys, is bullish. I don't really know what else to say about it. Could you get a big pullback in here? Yeah, maybe. I mean, there it is in a nutshell. Let's go 5-minute chart. What do you want to do? I mean, look at this. This is gold on a 5-minute chart. It's ugly. It is absolutely hideous. This is hideous right here. Brutal chart. Absolutely brutal chart. All right, so here we go. We are dancing, and gold has got a bit of a bullish bump here. Not much going on. Now, remember, when you're trading the FOMC minutes, you've got to wait a little bit. You got to wait for the market to sort of absorb what's happened with the release. We also want to see what the pressers say, what the media says. We got this trade, S&P 500 coming up. I do want to hit that one. I think that's a pretty good one. Gold's starting to rally. So the real question is what are we going to do with this statement? And my voice is toasted, absolutely toasted. Okay, this is going to be from the July meeting. Still waiting for those minutes. They haven't dropped them yet. Why aren't they dropping them? Where are they? I've got the statement. I don't have the minutes. Where's the minutes? Haven't released them yet. All right, there they are. Here we go. Okay, they just dropped. The minutes just dropped. Let's go on over to our media outlets. Let's have a look. Who's picking up what? Who's saying what? Gold right now, we're sort of rallying here a little bit. We're making a move. I would be watching 4,500 like a hawk. I think that if we break up over 4,550 in the futures markets, we're going to 4,500. This looks to me like we're going to 4,500. Let's wait and see. We've got a live one right here. The rally's definitely on. Here it is. Trading right back up into the guts of this P formation. This is an intraday P formation on gold. And what that means is you're extremely bullish. Do we wash this top out? That is the game right now, guys. If you are trading gold, you've got two options. Okay, this is an uppercase P formation. With the P, that is bullish. Now, here's the deal. If you're trading gold right now, you have two options. Number one, you could be holding shorts and stopping yourself out up over 4,500. Number two, you could be holding longs and looking to get a break over 4,500. This is the make or break area right there for gold where we're trading right now, 44.91, 44.95. That's the key. The line in the sand is 4,500. That's where the game is. Now, if you're a new trader or if you're a veteran traders laugh at me all day long, and I let them laugh because this is how the game is played. It is played by big round numbers. 4,500 is massive. Now, right now, it looks like we're going to go take a look at it. It looks like we're going to make a rally and take a look at that 4,500 level. Now, if we do, we could easily reject 4,500 or break. If we break, we're not just going a little bit higher. We're going a lot higher. So what do these minutes say? Well, we're going to have to get into that. Our gold futures trade back from the dead. Let's see if anything good happens to us there. 4,500 is the game. That's an old Motorhead song. I guess I sound a little like Lemmy. I am the game. That's the game right there. And if you do see a breakup above 4,500, I think we're going there. I really do. We'll wait and see. Futures market starting to get a little bit of wind up above 4,550. That's big. NASDAQ has exploded to the top side. Okay, here we go. Fed officials saw a need for rate hike if inflation doesn't cool. Minutes show. Inflation cooled. Daddy cool. CPI came in. Okay, here we go. This is from CNBC. Federal Reserve officials indicated in their last meeting they would need to raise interest rates soon unless there was more progress on bringing down inflation. Bringing down the horse, minutes released Wednesday, it showed many participants assessed that policy tightening would primarily be necessary if inflation did not decline. Stated the summary of the meeting held July 28, 29. Some participants commented that financial conditions might not currently be sufficiently restrictive to facilitate a return of inflation to 2%. That means the committee wants to hike interest rates. Is that hawkish for the U.S. dollar? Yeah. Should we be thinking about taking the money in some of these gold trades? Yeah. All right. Ultimately, the Federal Open Market Committee voted 9-3 to keep the funds rate static. 9-3 to keep the funds rate static in a range between 3.5 to 3.75, where it has been all year. The overnight borrowing rate serves as a guidepost for a variety of consumer debt, including mortgages, credit cards, and auto loans. Those who voted against the decision favored a 0.25 percentage point increase. Interesting. News came to no reaction. Ninja trap. This is the FOMC minutes, guys. RSI is 80 right now. Gold's moving higher. You're going to 4,500 right here. Here's the game. There's the game. Line in the sand. There's the game. So FOMC Minutes comes out, bullish. How's this E-mini? Okay, E-mini S&P 500 sort of right at our point of control. Taking a little bit of a draw here. Nice big spike, though. The value is definitely there. I would sort of get out of this. I mean, we could make a little bit of money on this trade, but I don't necessarily want to hold shorts against U.S. equities, especially in this environment. We could definitely get burned because this market more than likely is going to churn a bit higher. Maybe not too high, but maybe a bit higher. We're going to go ahead and let that one sit for a minute, but I think that you probably want to get long here. You want to get long equity index futures. Starting to see a little bit of compression in the gold market now, coming back down to 45.50. I mean, this is just incredibly dicey. So we were up a little bit. We'll let this E-mini twist here for a second, but you'll notice we're back down to break even. Sort of a, I wouldn't say a very big run, gold run, but take a look here at 44.92. Big 1 minute candle. Seller stepped in and developed a major appetite for the market. I mean, now you're getting hit. Okay, right here. What happened? Okay, we got filled up. We made a little bit of money right there. Get that off of there. We made a little bit of money here on this E-mini S&P 500. I'm going to go ahead and cut the gold. This thing is absolutely reversed. We had a chance maybe to make a break, but the seller stepped in a major way. I don't think you want any part of this. NASDAQ, E-mini NASDAQ futures. I think you want to buy this one, but you want to buy a little bit lower. This is absolute chaos right here. All right, here we go. Minutes indicated that the dissenters judged that doing so would likely help forestall the need for a steeper and potentially more costly sequence of tightening moves at a later stage. Each of the 3 no votes were regional presidents. Beth Hammock, Lori Logan, and Neil Kashkari. They voted for hikes last time. Since the July meeting, data releases mostly have shown modest price increases on a monthly basis, though the major indicators all have inflation well above the Fed's 2%. The central bank's primary forecasting data point, consumption expenditures price index, actually saw a 1% decline for June, though the annual rate was still at 3.7%. At the same time, the employment picture has softened. Non-farm payrolls fell by 23,000. The unemployment rate dropped by 4.1%, the latter due to a shrinking labor force. Fed officials mostly have said they are more concerned with inflation than the labor market, though that was before most recent market data. Okay, we want to step up here and bid. We want to be net bidders from the bottom of value. Right there. I want to be right there. We want to be aggressive with this. Buy limit, NASDAQ, E-mini NASDAQ. We want to be aggressive down there. Market's coming our way. We may not even get our TP in. Let's wait and see if we get a little bit of a bounce here. Nice reversal, though. I think this was really the play, guys, cutting that gold mess off. I don't like it at all. I think that the seller stepped in and defended that area in a big way. Maybe we buy gold now and try to ride the rocket back to the top, but winds have changed, guys. Day trading, it changes that fast. Sentiment changes that fast. What about gold? Will it go higher? I am seeing resistance. 4,500 is the game for gold. Bottom line, if we don't break it looked like we were going to break above that, and we did not. Now you have to respect it as potentially being a top. Do you want to hold shorts or longs right now? Let's wait. I think we're going to get a better deal on the longs. We do want to execute this NASDAQ trade, though. Let's take this down to a 1 minute chart. Buying the bottom of value, just above 29.5. Sort of got this shaded. We are going to be aggressive on this trade. Okay, right here we're coming off. Nice little 210, 240, 300, 310, 350, 430, 420, 380, 460. Somewhere right in that zone. Bottom of value is absolutely beautiful. Let's give it another minute here. 410, 380, 410, 444, 430, 470, 480, 480. Give me 5 and we're gone. 5 and we're gone. Okay, we're out. Okay, nice hit right there on the E-mini NASDAQ. You can see exactly how that developed and what happened. Be nimble with your thinking. I know I'm moving fast, but we have to move fast right now. Beautiful trade. Okay, we hit equities beautifully. E-mini was beautiful. NASDAQ was beautiful. Let's go back on over to our S&P 500. Okay, don't love it. Trading back down into value. How about E-mini NASDAQ? I don't love it either. We got one crack. Nice payoff there for about 500. What are we gonna do here? E-mini Dow. Give me E-mini Dow. It's dead fish. It's right in the middle of value. You're not going to have a trade there. Give me WTI crude oil. WTI crude oil, I would love to buy the point of control. Point of control is right there. 84.65, something like that. Not bad. Can we get it? Maybe. I would take a shot at that, though. That's a pretty good trade. Problem is you only got about 20 minutes left of premium trading. Buy limit right in that area. We'll be a little more aggressive. Shade our entry just a little bit. Okay, buy limit. We got a pretty good chance of winning that. Let's see if we can get a chance here. Take profit, probably be looking at something like that. Nice little 8-tick clean if we can get it. Gold. Everybody wants to know, do you buy or sell gold right now? Very touchy. This is very touchy. We're coming right back down to that point of control, the new point of control, which is about 45, 43. You know, do we want it? Hasn't been very good to us, and it's sort of thin. We just exited our long. Take a shot there, but this isn't the same type of trade. This is going to be an in and out. This is in and out burger here. We're not sitting around waiting for a steak. We took a shot on the position, looking for the big winner up in here. This is going to be more of a scalp type of a play. Let me see. Sean Evans, President Trump speaks at 2:30 p.m. Great. And Jesus wept, I think, was the next line. What is he going to say today? What is he going to say after they decided they were going to do quantitative easing again? This gold trade's going to be touchy. No question about it. 4,500 is the game in the spot market. Right now, a lot of rotation here, but this feels like something's up. Has anybody got a Truth Social account? Maybe we should be watching Truth Social. Gold's a tough cookie today. No question. The equities indices were a lot easier. A lot easier. NQ, look at that NQ trade. We probably could have done okay on that one, huh? Nice little look at value. Value has now moved up a little bit. Interesting stuff going on here in our equities markets. Let's go back to our gold, see if we get a shot at this point of control. Okay, the point of control is officially moved. That does not surprise me. Do we want to be long or short right now? Gold. Man, it's really hard. Really, really hard. If you're short on the spot market, your stop loss has got to be like right up in here. Do you want to be long or short? For me, I have a long side bias. I probably wouldn't have much of a problem just shooting my guns to the top side, but you don't know what Trump's going to say. Let's go ahead and buy it. See what happens. Okay, so we bought it. You've got bought right at the point of control here. Take profit. Probably going to look for a little bit of a rotation back up in here. Not even a big position, though. Realistically, you can't hold a position into anything Trump says. You got to be very cautious. We're going to let this one work a little bit. I do like the long side of the gold market, but there is no denying that they stepped in and just hammered this thing right in front of 4,500. The game is at 4,500. Look how thin the futures market is right now in gold. A block order right now could send this thing skyward, or it could send it crashing. High risk, high reward. Let's see exactly what happens. What is the news for gold? Bullish or bearish? Is he reading the comments? Yeah, I'm trying to, Daniel. I'm trying to. All right, we got a bit of a run there. I want to sell gold to 4,000. Well, I don't hate it. Let me see what prices are likely to dip. President Trump speaks at 2:30. Let me see. Pern, FOMC doesn't do what it should. Not a big buyer or sell candle. Lots of resistance around 49.96. Perngilet, you are absolutely right. There's a hell of a lot of resistance up there right at 5,000. That's the game. I think it's high risk doing much of anything right now. We're definitely risking some money here. Let's wait and see. What do I think about the result? I think that it's incredibly hawkish. It really does. It suggests that the FOMC does want to raise interest rates. The problem is since that FOMC meeting, you had the garbage NFP number, and then you had CPI and PPI coming in below expectations. So right now you're in a situation where, well, we have the reason to call the dogs off. You know what I mean? We have a reason to do that. The news for gold, bullish or bearish, to me, I mean, it definitely is just a technical play. The sellers are in control right above or right below 4,500, no question. The bidders are definitely here. The bidders they want to get long gold. The real question is, what do they do from this area? On an intraday basis, I mean, you got a pretty good shot to rotate higher from here. You're at the point of control, late day point of control. Not a tremendous amount of volume. But I have to tell you, with Trump talking in 15 minutes, you can get anything. Sell gold. I'm not selling gold, no. You could, though, if you want to. Wait for D. Trump. I want to sell the gold to 4,000. Will Trump say anything soon? I don't know. He's going to say something about the war more than likely. But you can see gold's just an absolute chop fest. Absolute chop fest. Look how fast that market can move, though, especially when it's thin like this. When it's thin, the market just goes off. It's like, bang, you get a big bounce, and then you get a selling party, and it's really brutal. Sellers are back in control. It's probably time to get out. Wait and see. Let me see. Ralph, gold found support at the 9 EMA on the daily. Interesting. Let's go to spot gold. Daily chart. Nine EMA. Let's go ahead and throw a 9 EMA on here. Nine EMA is one of my favorites, that's for sure. Let's make this thing like, I don't know, make it yellow just so we can see it. 9 EMA on the daily. Yeah, absolutely, Ralph. Boom, right there. Back on the 14th, bang, bang, and now you're breaking right up to 4,500. I mean, the game's at 4,500. No question about it. No question about it. For me, the thing is like, let's take this down to, say, a 30-minute chart. I mean, there it is. The next leg is up. If 45 gives way, the next leg is up. It's just a question of when does it give way or if it gives way. That really is the question. Oil is dropping. Let's have a look. I forgot. Oil right here. We're sitting pretty. Where do we want to? Okay, our point of control moved. Let's go ahead and wipe those. We're beneath the POC now for WTI crude oil. Interesting. I would be looking to buy the bottom of value. My guess is Trump's going to say something about the war, and that's what everybody knows or they're betting on. So 84.39, you've got about 15 minutes of really good crude oil trading left. 30-minute chart, I would be a net buyer down here, right above the bottom of value. Why would I be buying the bottom of value? Because I sort of have a bullish bias, and I don't really believe that we're going to be beneath 85 for too long when it comes to oil. That's for sure. Let me see. Sell, waiting for gold to go to at least 45.03. I mean, Claudian, I like it. It's just right now the sellers are dominating the oil or the gold market and the oil market. So what? Right now, dollar's up a little bit. Nasdaq's down. You're trading beneath 29.5 now on the Nasdaq. We might get this crude oil trade. That'd be good. Let me see right now. It's just so confusing. Absolutely. This is really difficult trading. No question. Daniel, I want to fund my account. I'm having just $7 to trade. $7. Well, I mean, there's prop firms out there. Gold coming off big now. 45.40, something like that. Congratulations. Let's see. 4,400 gold. What about the NAS 100? There it is. NAS 100 coming back down to the bottom of this new value area. I don't know about buying anything. We do have a daily. We do have a daily down there though. Daily Bollinger midpoint. Where's that at? 29,485. Yes, sir. 29,485. Order buy limit 29,485. Let's go 29,486.50. Got to give these a little bit of room. Nice shade right there. Gold down to 45.41. Bit of a bounce from 40, but could be pretty tough. Let's go to take profit somewhere right up in here. Remember, these are demo dollars, guys. I know we're throwing a lot of money around in there today, but the idea is to just sort of show you market structure and price action. Let me see. What about Hyperliquid? Is it good to hold? I bought it at 23. The K investor. Hyperliquid, huh? All right, here goes gold again. Gold with a little pump to the top side. We're still getting hit. New point of control. Brand new point of control down here. Very confusing. I believe that was the quote of the day over there. Man, it's very confusing right now. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Is gold going to fill in a big way? Could. It certainly could. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's go NQ. I do like that NQ trade, though. That's a pretty good one. Hyperliquid. All right, Hyperliquid. I don't know what it is. Hyper liquid in the US dollar. We talking crypto? Look at that. So hyper liquid looks exactly like our gold in our intraday dollar charts, right? Just inverted a little bit. All right, that's fantastic. I bought it at 23. Well, then you made a fortune. I guess I took the bait. You're probably trying to. It's probably your coin. If you bought it at 23, yeah, you're sitting pretty. Well done. I believe that's hyper liquid. Full sell. Sell now, end of day. Buy the dip into Asia and watch it fly. Cash before London. I love it, Nadal. It's not a bad way to do business. Sell now, buy the dip into Asia and watch it fly. Typically. Is he on the news right now? I'm watching for Trump. I got Trump watch going. So in any case, we got away from the FOMC minutes, but here you go. The minutes pointed out the economic indicators changed little since the June meeting. That's not true. Kevin Warsh observed that reducing the current meeting schedule from 8 per year to 6, held roughly every 2 months, might be productive. Such a move would allow more information to accumulate between meetings than under current practice and provide policymakers and the staff more time to consider strategic monetary policy issues. The chairman asked for input from the committee on these issues, but no decisions regarding possible changes in the meeting schedule were made, and the chairman indicated that any change in practice would not affect the schedule over 2026. So read between the lines. What's going to happen? They're going to get rid of these meetings. They're going to cut them way down, and that's coming in 2027, no question. They're going to do it. They're going to fulfill the meeting schedule for this year, but after that, it's all over. That's for sure. Also at the meeting, the board discussed an intermeeting incident involving a disruption of transaction settlements. So that's interesting. The minutes noted that the Fed's policy of maintaining ample bank reserves helped maintain the orderly functioning of monetary markets in the face of this disruption. That's probably the biggest news out there. Also at the meeting, the board discussed an intermeeting incident involving a disruption of transaction settlements. The minutes noted that the Fed's policy of maintaining ample bank reserves helped maintain the orderly functioning of monetary markets in the face of this disruption. On a related note, the committee held what appeared to be an extensive discussion of the Fed's balance sheet and its various bond holdings. Committee members said a task force Warsh has set up to examine the issue would be helpful. There you have it. Well, there you have it. A lot going on in there, guys. A lot going on in there. If you want to gamble, put a buy and a sell at the same point and not a big lot and a good risk management. Maybe a stop loss around 150 to 200 pips. Just wait for the volatility turn. It's not a bad idea. A lot of folks do that. A lot of brokers, they'll probably close your accounts down. Bro, what about the US 100? Yeah, we're just sort of sitting, waiting, stalking this. This trade down here, I would love to buy that Bollinger Midpoint, daily Bollinger Midpoint. Gold's starting to come off significantly now. We're down around 45.40, somewhere in there. So gold's just been a chop fest today, guys. There's no two ways about it. I'm on a buy from 44.33. So you're in pretty good shape then. Right now we're up at almost at 4,500. That's not a bad play, Clodian. Gold, a buy or a sell. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Right now I'm holding longs in the future from 45.43, but it's just junky in there. Trump's supposed to speak in 7 minutes, have a presser. God only knows what's going to happen to gold. Join nursing today, sell. All right. Let me see, Sarah. Gold, a buy or a sell. That is the question of the day, isn't it? I'm heading to Indian stock market, which is at its breakout point, going into head 10% this quarter. Well, can't beat that. 45.39 in gold, definitely coming off a little bit now. You can buy it if you want. You can sell it if you want. I don't think it's going much of anywhere. Gold should be avoided, I think. I think that you're absolutely right. Everybody's trading, and it's a chop fest. We can get the gold market back up if you'd like, but absolute chop fest. So there you have it. Are you going to get any rallies at all? Maybe, maybe not. Look at that 9 EMA in yellow. 9 EMA is just sort of painting this price action. Interesting. Definitely coming off, though, no question about it. Since this test right here, that looks to me like, they talk a lot about institutional footprints. That right there was a big block order that absolutely hammered gold. Hammered it. Let me see, sell the 4,400. DXY, the dollar index? Absolutely. Down day. That's what happens when the Treasury says they're going to go ahead and eliminate the U.S. dollar. Essentially, that's what they did. I mean, the bond buyback is really brutal, With something like this, trend is down. Theoretically, that's going to be pretty good for gold. Your commodity prices are probably going to rise. Is it a good time to buy Brent now? Brent crude oil? $30-minute chart. Let's go to a daily. Pull a daily on Brent. Sort of the macro picture there. We haven't looked at Brent in quite some time. Interesting though, isn't it? Sort of had a bit of a void here. Giving back all those losses, giving them all back to the market. And you're somewhere right in this zone. I mean, really, what do you want to do? Do you want to buy it? Do you want to sell it? To me, to be short crude oil in any form is a bit, I won't call it naive, but it is problematic because the news cycle is not going to play in your favor. The news cycle is not going to play in your favor. If any news comes out of the Middle East, crude oil spikes. And another thing, the U.S. dollar taking it on the chin, that's a bullish market driver for crude oil. No question. So I don't know that I would be selling it. Is it a good time to buy? I think if I had, if I was going to make a trade, if I had to make a trade in Brent, probably want to hold longs. I want a better price, 87. You want a better price, but can you get it? WTI crude oil coming our way. Bottom of value area would be great. We could actually buy the point of control right now, which really doesn't hurt my feelings either. We go ahead and buy that. Market order, boom, buy it. Something like that, looking for a crisp 10 ticks. It's not a bad trade. You'll notice that I don't put my stop losses down immediately, and the reason why is I don't want the noise to chop us out. This time of day, WTI crude is on the move. You've got about 4 minutes left of premium trading. We're looking for about 84.75 print. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't get that. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. I do not like 75s, though. As far as putting my profit target on the quarter handle, I don't like that because the liquidity there may dry up on us. So right here, we're looking at about 3 minutes left in WTI crude. This is actually very instructive. A great period to be trading crude oil because there's a lot of liquidity in there. You'll see the orders. Okay, right there's our bump right up to 84.74. I mean, right now the question is do we take the profits or let this one twist? To me, at the very end of the day like this, we probably should have taken the money. Probably should have taken the money off the board just because it's chaotic. I mean, did you see the last block order right there? 37.45s, and now we're starting to really hit the point of control. One trade that I learned early in my career was called a relief trade. And what happens at about 2:30 p.m. Eastern to WTI crude is the volumes sort of dry up. Now, not always, but a lot of the time. So if you get a big red candle or something like this developing, typically if you were to go against that candle right after 12:30, then you have an opportunity potentially to make a little bit of money. You can see right now the market is going absolutely crazy because it's the end of the day. It truly is the end of the day. So if I was going to load up, I wouldn't mind going long down here again. The real question is that we're sort of adding to our portfolio, but still this time of day, probably pretty good. The only thing that's really problematic about this is that you've got Trump talking soon. So you've got a position that's broken against us by about 20 pips, which is fine. Late day, more than likely you're rotating higher, but Trump is the X factor. He's the X factor on all these trades. Look at gold falling out of bed. Commodities falling out of bed. Right now, the dollar is sort of holding its water. Equities, chop city. Think about what you're going to have to deal with today. Besant, Treasuries, Trump, FOMC minutes. Stir it all up into a pot. What does it mean? It means a lot. It means a lot. It means that it's absolute chaos in there. Look at your bell curve. So right here, I'm not going to place it. We'll go ahead and let this one go maybe into the evening. But this right here, this long of a candle, this relief trade in the next minute. This is the most volatile time to be trading WTI crude, bar none during the day, right before the 2:30 p.m. hour. So right here, you'd call it a relief trade, and you'd be looking to buy, big red candle, you'd be looking to buy right here in about 30 seconds. That would be the play. Let's see if it works. 84.32 right here. We've got about 25 seconds left. Tremendous volatility, probably the most participation that you're going to see for the rest of the day. What's going to happen? 84.25. How far can we go? Crude oil breaking down. How can you break down when the dollar's in the shape that it's in, right? Breaking down. Is Trump going to announce a peace deal? Probably what everybody's betting on, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. So right here would be a relief trade. So you would buy right now and look for the bounce. 84.29. Do you get a little bit of a bounce? 29.30. I mean, that's a relatively easy scalp, realistically. There was your close. Close right there at about 84.27. You're printing 30s. Do you get rotation back to the top side? Pretty much. At least good for 5 to 10 pips. There's 33, 34, 35. That's called a relief trade. So if you don't take anything else away from this live stream, I just showed you how to make money pretty much at the end of every crude oil day when you get a big elongated candle. And now the buyback is on. See gold way down, 45.32. Paired its gains for today. I still like the long side of it. I really do. Spot gold, 44.73, 44.75. 45's big. Everybody's waiting for Trump to speak, I suppose. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Let me see. I just see gold above 4,500. I agree, Clodian. Sora, silver buy or sell? I'd probably be a net buyer of silver right now. I don't really think there's any problem with that. Sell gold now. All right. Sell gold to 43.55. Trust me, bro. Free money. Sell natural gas or XNG Forex from 2.8 to 1.0 before the midterm USA elections. Now, that's interesting. Natural gas is something we don't cover often. Long-term, definitely a long-term bearish trend, no question. I mean, the long-term, yeah, but even this current wave, very bearish. So you're saying sort of sell near the yearly lows and get the breakout down to about 1.8? Interesting. Very interesting. Let me see. I will let my take profit level open for the XAU USD sell order, only stop loss above 45.10. Perhaps it could go to 4,200 or deeper. Yeah, it's very possible, Shadow. Most retail traders today, I mean, they won the game. They stepped up, they bet against, put their back up against 4,500. It's been very good. It's been very good. No question about it. Silver, buy or sell. I mean, personally, depends. If you're buying, physical silver, you could do that. I always like buying silver from like 48. But like if you were going to buy it right now, yeah, you could probably buy it at 64. This area right in this zone, yeah, you could do it. Let's go to a daily. I mean, you can see how important these long-term levels are. That's why we start focusing on the intraday stuff, and it's like, we're trading points of control in intraday trades, and I mean, it's okay, but the long-term levels are where the money's at, guys. Look at that compression. So if you were bidding, I'd probably a net bidder from 64 in silver. Sell Bitcoin now to 61,000. Well, this is sort of what I was on a rant yesterday about. It really was. 70. I was, the institutional guys on X were telling me that 65 was topside resistance for Bitcoin. And I said, what are you guys smoking crack? There's no way. 70's the game. And the reason why 70's the game is your yearly chart. Step back and look at your yearlies. Your longer time frames are your guide. They are your friend. So something like this. 57's the game. If you trade beneath 57 in Bitcoin, you're in trouble. 70, this 50% area, this zone right in here is just ripe for rotation the rest of the year. Keep an eye on 70 as being probably an intermediate term swing high, something like that. Definitely. Let me see, gold back or sell. We're holding longs from 45.40, something like that. I'm going to let those twist into the Japanese session. More than likely, in my view, this is probably a dip in the gold market, but it is really hard out there. It's tough because all of these market drivers, like right now, we're printing 84.25 for WTI crude oil. Somebody knows something. Trump's going to say something if he's not already saying it. Let me see, Daniel. I would love to have a mentor. How can I get a prop? How can I get a prop firm account? Well, I mean, I don't chill really for any prop firms, so I won't recommend one. But there's a lot of them out there. As far as a mentor goes, you can head on over to How to Trade. Send me a private message if you want. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Tell you a little bit about my journey, how long I've been doing this. I mean, that's really what it is, Daniel. Let's see. ML, what money laundering J1X? Money laundering. Nice screen name. What's Trump going to say? God, your guess is as good as mine. I have no clue. Cloud, I built my hedge in about 6 months, and now I'm expecting about 3% for 3% per month with intraday trade. That's great. 3% is great. If you have enough money, 3% will feed the bulldog. So let's say you're trading with a $250,000 risk capital. 3% puts what? $6,000 in your pocket every month? Six or $750? $7,500? That's safe. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have that much money, you can trade the way that we've traded today and get away with it long term. When is Trump going to speak? I don't know. Let me see. Claren, how should I contact you? How to trade. I'll go ahead and drop the link in the live chat here. The live YouTube chat. Yeah, Claren, go ahead and get on that. You can just hit that link. Free subscription. It's free. Go ahead and get on there and click on my picture. Send me a private message, and that's how you can contact me. Let me see, Nadal. Every year I buy natural gas late September, collect long swaps until February. 10,000 contract size and long swaps, 100 plus per day, triple Wednesday. Patience equals free money. Nadal, that's interesting. You start talking about natural gas in September because we talk a lot of seasonality. And going into the winter months, typically you want to be long natural gas. There was a firm then, if you know the natural gas markets, optionsellers.com. You remember them out of North Florida? And what they would do is they would sell natural gas options about this time of year, September, middle of September, and they would sort of ride the wave. They knew that they could sell options and just make a ton of money up front until they got a rogue wave in the market, and it really took them to the cleaners. They lost everything. Let me see, Zonk, WTI crude oil buy or sell. I'm not interested in selling it. Really not. I think that you hold. But it depends. I mean, it depends on what Trump's going to say. Let me see, Cloud, what is your trading strategy, sir? I specialize in Fibonacci retracements, and we've been trading a lot of TPO, time price offering charts. So I love TPO charts in the summertime when it's real slow like it is, but Fibonacci retracements. So like this right here, this was a trade idea that we had out for a long time, buying 62% in Bitcoin on the yearly. That was a pretty good one. What's going on with the yen? Not really much going on in the yen. Great Britain pound USD. Euro USD. This is sort of the one that I'm interested in. Yeah, I mean, you can really sort of see what's going to happen to the dollar here, guys. You can see what's going to happen. Iowis, where do you place your order? I usually like to shade my Fibonacci levels. So like here, I would wait for a retracement down there, maybe buy right above that zone and wait for a little bit of extension, maybe continuation of the top side, something like that. 62% down here, 116.11 in the Euro USD. 4-hour chart, one of my favorites for your Forex pairs. That seems to be the satisfied gangster. That's a question. Let's check it out, whitehouse.gov. Trump's delivers remarks with technology leaders. We will begin shortly, so he hasn't even begun talking yet. Hey, look, welcome to the golden age. Huh. Well, there you have it. So they're supposed to be speaking here relatively soon. Let me see. Yona, why do you think we don't have to short the XEU USD? Well, I mean, big picture, Yona, and I'm just going to shoot you straight. If you want to short it, short it. I would never tell anybody not to short it. If you want to short it, short it. Don't have any problem with it. I really don't. The problem that you're going to run into is you're fighting. Number one, you're fighting a relatively strong bullish market structure. This is just a daily chart, but there's your move, there's your compression, there's your break. Look where the break goes to. Now let me pull my charts up. There's your move. There's your compression. There's your break. Where does your break go to? Goes to 4,500 essentially. 44.99, 41. Absolutely, Ralph. We're going long today, so don't worry about it. Have a fantastic day, a better trading week, and enjoy your travels. Something like this, 4,500, is the game. Remember, big round numbers are like magnets, and when you see something like gold break out and run 3.5% on a day and go back up to the cusp of, 4,500, that tells me we're moving higher. To me, if you want to short, Yona, if you want to short it, but just stop yourself out up over 4,500. I mean, you have to be in that ballpark, realistically. That has to be the way you think. Has to be. You're welcome, Satisfied. What time frame is yours? 30-minute chart is really my bread and butter. Look at this punch out of gold. Now gold's punching higher. We're still behind a little bit, behind the 8 ball in this trade, but, realistically, there are bidders here in gold. Look at that line. We nailed that. Perfect. We should have just waited a little bit. Point of control is different. This is just very, very bullish, guys. I don't really know how else to say it. It's bullish. So we took a significant draw here. Is it worth taking $600 off? No, probably not. Probably need to be shooting for more now. The breakout's onto the top side. So an extraordinarily difficult day to trade. I'm not gonna lie to you. Crude oil's down, gold's up. I mean, look at that volatility. The dollar's all over the board. What are stocks even doing? We made some money trading stocks, but NQ, where's the NQ at? Calmed way down. We didn't quite get our buy limit order. I still would love it. Maybe sell up there. That's not a bad trade. WTI is sort of a position trade. I like holding longs there. We're not bailing out of that. E-mini Dow, big sell-off, relatively flat. ES, beautiful point of control scalp again. Should have been all over that like a cheap suit. We just missed it. We're bouncing around a lot. So there you go. There's your gold chart. If you're holding shorts, be ready. Be ready up there. That's no joke. That's no joke. Let me see you, Nadal. Great stream, mate. Sub for more. Absolutely. Into my UK day. Peace out. Good to see you, Nadal. Welcome. Always welcome traders from everywhere. All experience levels. Come on in. Let me see. XFA. How come Fibonacci works in trading? Magic. Magic, baby. No, Fibonacci is, for me, the way that I look at Fibonacci is it's rooted in fractal geometry. So I'm looking at multi-time frame Fibonacci retracements, and when they overlap, I know we really have something cooking. We really have something cooking. I call it commonality. So essentially when the levels line up, you have a real chance to identify support and resistance levels extremely accurately. Extremely accurately. Everyone's saying buy gold. Why? Yeah, I mean, because it's going up. The dollar's going to tank, guys. The United States government's setting the dollar up to really fall. You think like me, absolutely, Closion. Where the place to buy in gold? We're already in. What time frame do you get your entries? Yeah, 30-minute charts, my bread and butter. But I like to go down. I mean, we'll go down to 1-minute charts. But my macro levels, monthly, daily, monthly, weekly, daily. 4-hour chart in Forex. Love that one. That's a fantastic chart. Look at gold, Daddy. It's rocking. It's rocking higher. Is Trump even talking on gold? No, he's just talking. Silver range and target. Yeah, silver. I mean, we can go to silver if you want, but this is brutal, man. I mean, to me, silver is all about that right there, about 64. That's where you want to be long from. You can see that's just an absolutely huge level for us. And we've had this thing drawn forever. Long-term monthly levels. Spike low, spike high, pullback, back above 62%. We really wanted to buy 48.5s. Just didn't get it. Just didn't get it. Now what do you got? Something like that. 75 to the top side in this monetary policy environment, that's extremely, extremely likely. We're just not there yet. I would be looking for a return to 75, though. When does it come? Who knows? Who knows? Gold futzing around a little bit right in front of 4,500. The sellers up here mean business, guys. But this type of formation right here, you're going to break. You're going to break. I don't know, money laundering. Are you long or short? Are you long or short? When Trump will be talking and how will it move the market? Anything Trump says can potentially sway the markets, but the beauty of it is the markets are smart. They're getting wise to it. They're not buying the hysteria tactics anymore. They really aren't. Perny, Trump going to talk even more BS about the war? I mean, his credibility on the war is definitely not good. Girls can trade. Can I add a market buy now for gold? Yeah. God, it's tough. Tough, girls. I mean, for me personally, I like the top side of this market. I really do. But, we're already in. So, right at the point of control here in the futures market, we're up a couple $100 waiting for that next leg up. If you buy right now, girls, the challenge is you could get eaten up down in here. Where's your stop out? Going to be down there? Is it worth it? Do we get on the gold train and go higher? More than likely, yeah. I mean, I would, there's your trade. The real question is how do we manage this thing now? I mean, your take profit, where the game really gets fun is when you're doing stuff like this, playing a breakout up above 45. The problem is on these short time frames, they mean absolutely nothing. So, I mean, this could be your trade. Legitimately, this could be your trade. You could do this. It's just high risk. It's high risk because of that level right there. Right there. That's the problem. That's the problem. You're welcome, Satisfied. It means that I think that if silver breaks out of its current rotation, then you're probably going to 75. And given this market dynamic with the US dollar, unless they do something to get in there and screw around with it, you're probably going to see it. When is gold's pump? I don't know. Probably Asia, if I had to guess. All right, how to trade isn't opening. I'll open it later. Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's there. Just keep working on it. Just type howtotrade.com in your browser, and you can definitely get in on it. All right, everybody. We've placed 1 million trades today. Right now, we have 2 positions open. We're looking at the long side of the gold market, and we're looking at the long side of the crude oil market. I like them both. Crude oil down a little bit right in here. Not overly concerned, to be real honest with you. Looks like a lot of money. Not really. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but if your account can handle it, it's not that much. Where's your stop loss at, Shane? Where are you going to stop yourself out at? Well, I mean, there's lots of places we can stop ourselves out at. Stop ourselves out right now if we want. For me, it's going to be a mechanism of time. There's your daily chart. Bought beneath 85. Today's low is where? 83.45. Probably somewhere down in there. Keep an eye on it, though. I do like just letting this one float, though. I think this one's a pretty good one. We'll wait and see. Wait and see. The problem with trading crude oil at this juncture is it's all about the war and it's all about the news. It really is. All about the war and all about the news. That's for sure. Let me see, Daniel. I would love to join your next live. Well, check us out over at Switch Markets on YouTube if you're not already there. Also, be sure that if you're looking to trade and you're somewhere around, somewhere in an international venue, a supported venue, definitely check out Switch Markets to service all your trading needs. Actually know the guys in the back office at Switch Markets. Going to be a lot of trading, a lot of things going on there over at Switch. Tons of tools. You guys have seen the commercials. Tons of tools, tons of resources, EAs, tools, whatever you want. I know we focused sort of exclusively today on TradingView. That's because I wanted to get some of these trades down and really show you what type of executions we're looking at. There's something we're working on, though, with MT5. And this is something this is a good look at your gold chart, 30-minute chart. This is a 9 EMA crossover strategy, and it's something we put out earlier this year. Thinking about working it in there with the 920 EMA crossover. So the signal would be RSI, then you get your crossover and your EA pops up your signal, and then you'd be looking to get maybe another buy signal when this 9 crosses over the 20. I think that's going to build you some really strong entries and some really strong trades and ability to get in on big-time moves. So I didn't touch much with MT5. You're going to see a lot more MT5 also. They're launching the AI Assistant on MT5. I'm going to be making a lot of content on the AI Assistant coming up very soon. A lot of people really love this. There's something called Algo Trader. If you're interested in all these things, be sure to touch base with me, and I can sort of guide you in the right direction. But this is a strategy that you say, Shane, what are you working on for Q3 and Q4? This has me interested. This has me really interested. That's trading. The trading's fun. Okay, here comes. Are we riding the lightning here on gold? I got to get going at some point today, though. Got a lot to do. Got a lot of business to tend to. Grinding higher, though. So trading is for girls. If you got in on it, you're all right. River Leg, good to see you, River. Always welcome. I'm confident you're doing well in your neck of the woods. Feel free to reach out. Been a long time. I hope that things are going well. Cairo slams. Is trade of 8 down? I don't know. It's just me versus all the sellers, Collodion, eating up that ground to the top side. This futures trade starting to look pretty tasty, guys. We're running at those highs. We are running at those highs. Don't kid yourself. WTI crude hanging out at about 84 and a quarter. Trump ready to talk. I mean, thanks. You are crazy cool. My throat hurts, girls. Girls can't trade. My throat's killing me, but there's so much going on that we got to see if we can nail a few of these trades. Sort of been a rough go today. I mean, honestly, that first loss we took in gold, I really didn't like it because I feel like we're on the right side of this thing. He's still not talking. We'll begin shortly. Trump delivers remark with technology leaders. I mean, this is really hard, guys. This is hard. I mean, the war's tough. All right, gold is rallying. Are we going to get our pump? This is where the game's going to happen, guys. Right here, futures market, 45.58. If we break above that, we're going to get paid. We're going to get paid significantly. If we don't, it's going to be more of the same. The question for me right now, and I'm fascinated to know the answer, is, are they there? Are those sellers still there in front of 4,500? You see what I'm trying to stress on this live stream? It's the relationship between the spot and the futures. The difference between those prices is called basis. That goes over to agricultural trading. I'm not going to get into it because gold basis is way over my head. But I know price action pretty well. 4,500 feels like a magnet right now. Feels like a magnet, an absolute magnet. Do we run at it? Do we run at it and get paid off, or do we sort of get stymied here? I mean, it's a challenge in there in front of 4,500, that's for sure. Let me see, SGK. The problem I have with EMA cross is that sideways action on any time frame gives so many false signals. How do you avoid this? We're trying to get RSI in. So the idea here, real basically, is RSI is our indicator. So this is just a basic 9 EMA, but I added the 20. So the idea would be, okay, price crosses and closes over the 9 EMA from oversold territory, right? Then you sort of put yourself in a position, but you're 100% correct when you talk about flat markets, right? So then you get the big break. Big break comes after the 9 crosses the 20. That's sort of added confirmation. To answer your question, when these things flatten out, it's what I call a weave. 920, the 920 is notorious for the weave. There's our pump. Here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Here we go. When you get into a flat market condition, those sellers are dug in there like an Alabama tick right in front of 4,500. Good gosh. Man. In any case, what happens is with any sort of crossovers, when the market flattens out, you're in big trouble because you get frequent crossovers. I call that a weave. You can't be trading crossovers during weaves. You can't do it. Absolutely got to avoid that like the plague. I made a video over on how to trade Calm's YouTube channel that talks about when not to trade crossover strategies. Holidays and weaves are really trouble. I mean, this is the break we want. This is the break we want. Given the day that we're having, probably should take the 1,000. Realistically, probably should take it. But I want to see this run at 5,000 here, or 4,500. I'm 10 pounds up. Money laundering's 10 pounds up. Let me see. Bitcoin. Yeah, I already covered Bitcoin a little bit earlier. If silver drops, what could be the target or support levels? For silver, $64. No question. If gold goes up, we're all going to be rich. We're doing all right. It wants it. I mean, this is a textbook example of liquidity. The sell side liquidity has been there every single time in front of 4,500 today. When these levels get saturated, the real question becomes how long can the sellers hold out and how much powder do they have? If they run out of powder, you're going to have a great chance to get a big time rally here. If not, we're going to get packed in the face again. Jose Aguilar, will the market move crazy today? It's been hard. I mean, these are demo dollars money, but honestly, I've traded this kind of size before. Typically do it. If you're going to play. But you're right. I mean, these are big sums of money. These are not small sums of money. Okay, this is really something that's interesting to me in the futures market that's developing right now. We are right around that intraday high. That intraday high is what we want. That's what we want to see. That is, we're knocking on the door. We're knocking on the door. Can we blow high? And it looks to me like we're going to blow high here. Sell side liquidity, is it still there? Is it still there in the gold market? I mean, we could take the money on these gold trades right now and walk away smoking a big cigar for the session. That's for sure. No question about it. What about the gold rate in India? I don't know. I'm worried about the gold rate on my screen right now. Is this demo? Absolutely, it's demo. The regulators are not going to let me trade real money, but I don't have a problem doing it. All caps. Yeah, I've been very clear about that money laundering. I say that all the time. No, we do a lot of things on this stream. Sort of got into trouble trading real money a while back live. What about the president? I don't know. Is he speaking? Nope. Let's see what happens at 4,500. All right, guys. I got about 3 minutes left in me, and this will be a pretty long stream. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. 2 hours, about as long as I've gone. Interesting trade location, though. Whoa, I'm super scared now. All caps. All caps. 383, 390. Last thing I'm going to do, money laundering, is sit here and tell you I'm trading real money when these are demo dollars. However, I've really stressed leverage and money management. Been on live stream about 5 years, and one of the rules of my streams is there is no BS here. Believe me. Believe me. Traded real money live before because of the affiliation with How to Trade, the new partnership with Switch Markets. Me trading real money in here, probably not viable. The problem with trading real money on live streams is you become a signal provider very quickly. But these plays are plays that I make. The size, we're only trading 2 lots in the gold futures. I typically trade 4 or 5. So don't always trade 4 or 5. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of money, but the leverage that we're using here, this is nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. Cedric, the news outcome, the FOMC minutes was a little bit hawkish, but right now the big news is Basent and the Treasury, the bond buyback. If silver drops, what could be the target or support levels? I already told you, Sarah, 3 times. $64. I'm up 900. Clodian's up 900. All right, guys. 1 minute left. Are we going to stick around for the big money here in gold or not? I wonder what Trump does. I'm glad you see it my way, money laundering. I'm not here to deceive anybody. There's a lot of those hucksters out there that are going to sit there and tell you, oh, no, I'm broker verified and all this stuff. And I go, great. Good for you. What's important for us is the mechanics and the psychology. And that's something we know a little bit about here. All right, 3 o'clock hour. You've got 1 hour left in the U.S. session. Gold is pumping. I mean, it's pumping high. I want to see what happens here, but I'm almost ready to take the money and walk away. A pretty big winner today. My WTI crude oil trades bouncing back pretty much like we thought they would. WTI is sort of a thorn in my side this afternoon, but I'm not too concerned about it. Really not. I mean, I think bullish is the way to be. All right, I'm out. I'm taking the money. If you guys want to ride the lightning up above 4,500, go right ahead. Could we do a little better here? More than likely, yes. More than likely, yes. Probably going to pump. Yeah, as soon as you get out, it pumps. But remember the rules, guys. As soon as you make a deal, whether it's a real estate deal, an auto deal, a relationship deal, as soon as you end it or stay in it, you don't look back. And as soon as it's over, it's over. I couldn't care any less. If it goes to 45.80, 45.90, 46, I just don't care. That's how you have to think if you're trading. Once you're out, it's over. All right, this was sort of a special stream today. I decided before the FOMC Minutes is that I wanted to make a lot of trades. And E-mini S&P 500 is pretty good to us. You actually have another trade right there you can make. Crude oil down a little bit. Not the end of the world. You ask me, Shane, do you want to be long or short WTI? Long. Now, Trump can change that at the drop of a hat, but I want to be long. Money laundering's out. Yeah, once you're out, you're out. This in here, see this type of stuff? I mean, pardon my language, see this type of stuff? I mean, they're defending 4,500. This right here should have broken high, especially in the futures market. Right there, the sellers are dug in. We probably would be smart to take shorts right now, but it's too tough. Euro USD is a great barometer of what's going to happen to the dollar. It's going to tank more than likely after the bond buybacks really start to take hold. This type of situation here, we could sell the E-minis there, S&P 500. This bid right down there, that frustrates me because we had a real sweet one about an hour ago from our daily Bollinger midpoint. That was a really good trade, the NQ. We hit the NQ pretty well. Okay, so what's the final damage here for today? Are we in the green? Are we in the red? Unrealized, still twisting about 1,000. We're up about 750. Actually, more than that because we came in down about, 200, 300? I don't recall. I'll tally up the numbers. We'll put something together. So I'm going to let the crude oil, that's a position trade. Honestly, this type of stuff right here, big red candles that form at about 2:30, that close at about 2:30 p.m. Eastern, this is a relief trade. You can make that trade because this volume comes in at the end of the day traders are covering. You're looking to get a reverse action. So if it was a huge rally right after that 2:30 p.m. Eastern, you probably would sell it and then buy it. We'll see what happens with crude, but pretty confident with that. As far as a stop out point, it's always good to have a stop out point. You could put it down here beneath the daily low if you wanted. For me, I would just sort of watch this one into the close. Really difficult trade to hold through the close, though. Full disclosure, the amount of money that they want to hold a full-size crude oil futures contract through the daily electronic close is absolutely astounding. So you're going to need to do something else. That's for sure. All right. Oh, Trump dog. Let's take a little bit of Trump. See if I can get his verbiage. Where's my mute at? We got to unmute this guy.
But anybody in finance knows every one of them. And I want to thank them for being here today. We're delighted to welcome some of our nation's brightest minds in finance, crypto, and technology ahead of the first ever meeting of the CFDs Innovation Advisory Committee in Washington, D.C. This is a group of very smart people that are on a committee to recommend what we do. Right, Paul? They're going to be telling us a little bit. But I think Paul knows maybe more than anybody.
Or if you guys can hear it or not.
We're all happy with Paul, I think, right? He's been absolutely fantastic. Crypto markets and the prediction markets and conventional finance to decentralized finance, the people in this room are ensuring that the future of commercial markets is pioneered and perfected right here in the USA. We're fighting a lot of other countries to control these markets and to have these markets and to profit and all the jobs and everything else created, and we're doing well. We're leading in every aspect, including AI, and we're leading by a lot. And we want to keep it that way. I want to thank the chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, Mike Selick, for his tremendous leadership. And come here. Thank you, Mike. I didn't recognize you from so close. And thanks as well to a very special man, a man that everybody respected for a long time. Yeah, he's the man I wanted to do this job, head of the SEC. Chairman Paul Atkins, who's also doing an outstanding job in everything else he touches. He's doing a lot of things for the country, so I want to thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Thank you very much, Paul. We're also pleased to be joined by Executive Director of the President's Council with advisors with the digital asset. All of the digital assets are all put into one, Patrick Witt, and many other top industry leaders, including Coinbase. Where's Brian? Brian Armstrong, CEO. He's one of the greats. Where is he? Where are you? Oh, you look well. You get much younger. You look good. CEO of International and Intercontinental Exchange, Jeff Sprecher. One of the things, a little thing called the New York Stock Exchange. He owns a thing called the New York Stock Exchange. Quite a nice asset, right? Yes, it is. CEO of NASDAQ, Adina Friedman. Thank you very much, Adina. Great job you're doing. CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev. Thank you, Vlad. Nice to see you. And CEO of Kraken, Arjun Sethi. And thank you very much, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Great group of people. We also have some others here that we wanted them. It's where's Mike, co-founder of CEO of CTO and president of BitGo, which is a big deal in the world of that thing, that little thing that's happening out there. And Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Brad, thank you very much, Brad. Sergey Nazarov, co-founder of Chainlink Labs. Thank you very much. Good, Sergey. Good job. Arjan, you're here. Arjan? I'm still here. You're here? You haven't left? Peter Smith is here, and Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss of tremendous people, tremendous investors, brilliant people. Chris Dixon is here.
He's got the Winklevoss twins
sort of
there.
Got anybody I didn't mention, by the way?
A lot of money in that room.
Good.
That's the
They
rich
gave me
guys
4
club.
sets of lists, and that's always a little complex. You never want to say one more than 3 times. Under the crooked Joe Biden administration, the spirit of innovation that built America was under serious attack like never before, and nowhere was that more true than crypto and other new financial technologies, where we were going to be taken to the cleaners by China and other countries.
Yeah, that's right,
The
Sarah.
radical left tried to crush these developments with crippling regulations, brutal restrictions, weaponization. They used weaponization, political weaponization, and constant targeting that drove innovation overseas, and they wanted to drive it out. And at the end of toward the end of the campaign, if you remember, they decided they liked it very much because there were over 100 million people that were liking Trump a lot more because I was in favor of it. They were against it, and they became very much in favor of it. But by that time, it was too late. And besides, those days are all over. That was a terrible period of time for a lot of very good, very honorable financial people.
There's your break.
On day one, we fired Joe Biden's rogue SEC chair, Gary Gensler. I think we like Paul better. Do we agree? We like Paul.
There's the break.
Number one, he's smarter.
There you go.
He's also smarter, by the way.
Told you, Claudia.
When we fired him. We got him the hell out of here. We terminated the so-called Operation Choke Point 2.0, which is what the name of their operation was, weaponization. And we ended the war on crypto once and for all. And it's been booming. It's been doing big.
There it goes.
And nobody's been able to break in. China would like to break in. They're still trying.
You can't
but
do
they
that.
have been able to.
Right
I signed
there.
a historic executive order banning any attempt to create a central bank digital currency. We launched Project Crypto to modernize rules so that our financial markets can move into blockchain technology. I established the United States Strategic Bitcoin Reserve making Bitcoin a permanent asset of the United States Treasury, which has
That's a
turned out
wrap.
incredibly well.
Up, and away.
I also created the United States digital asset stockpile to hold
Up,
custody
and
of
away.
all other digital assets, and that's exactly what it's done. It's been amazing. 1 year ago this summer, I signed
All right, everybody.
landmark
I've heard
legislation
Trump
known
speak
as the
for like the past 10 years. So I'm going to have to go ahead and sign off now, but that's what we were waiting for. We were waiting for the big break. Got out of it a little bit early, but I could genuinely care less. Once it's over, it's over. But this right here, fantastic move. Nice break. You can see the futures market. That is a textbook P. We called that about 2 hours ago. And then you got a really sweet break right there. Spot gold. Spot gold was very nice. If you were holding shorts, and I really stressed this, and go back, watch the live stream, watch the video over again. I mean, we talked about where's the game, where's the game, where's the game. The game's at 45. The game's at 45, and we knew that. Liquidity. When are the sellers going to relent? Sell side liquidity, sell side liquidity, sell side liquidity. They dug in there. They were dug in. And when they go, they go. So as a secondary trade, what could you possibly do as a scalp right now? Potentially, you could do something like this. Spike low, spike high. You're looking for commonality down in here, and you don't really get it. You would have loved to have seen maybe this extend a little bit higher so we could get 62% right there. We didn't really get it. So to me, if you wanted to buy 45s now, you probably could. Are you going to get a chance at it? Maybe. All right, one quick equities look, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off today. My voice is toast. This has been like the longest live stream ever. There's so many trades. I mean, we could have traded right there. Point of control, NASDAQ, beautiful scalp. Right here. E-mini S&P 500, beautiful scalp right at the point of control. Equities don't really know what to do. They're absolutely flatlined as Trump's speaking. Give me Bitcoin. There was a lot of questions about Bitcoin earlier. Bitcoin right here. I mean, there it is. There's your 1 minute chart. There's a little pump. You're up about 5 3/4 today. You know, what does it really mean? I mean, that's an uptrend. There's your break. Why did it break? Because the U.S. government's going to pump the system full of money. So daily Fibonacci, still bullish. You know, you want to be long or short Bitcoin. I mean, think about what we just watched there. Trump's talking with the Winklevoss twins, highly controversial. You've got the founder of Robinhood, and you've got XRP. You've got all of these guys that exist in the speculative space. I mean, they're giving a presser with the President of the United States. That's why the election becomes so important to crypto. If it looks like Trump's going to be out, all those folks in that room could be the biggest rug pull of all time. Where's my comment? 4503. You called it. Collusion. 4503. Nailed it. Look at that break. That was beautiful in gold. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic. 4503. Money laundering. Is gold going anywhere anymore? I'm going to hold out any sort of, we just broke that down for a couple hours, and you could see, just learn this lesson and learn it good. Boom, 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 compression, break. So what are we going to do now? Well, there's lots of things we can do. For me personally, I think the money's already been made off of gold today. I would rather watch them reset potentially and then do something else. I think it's going to extend. If you want to look at maybe a longer-term chart, we certainly can. 4,500 was the line in the sand, right? I'd work right from this spike, maybe not the all-time high, but that spike right there. Huge level, right? That says it all. That says it all right there. You break above 38%, you're going very high, very, very high. 62% possible. 46.79 is possible. If you want to work your Fibonacci's from that all-time high, somewhere in that vicinity, and I'm just painting these in there, but something like that, 45.72, 45.75, yeah, it's there. If you get established above 45, yeah, but it has to get established, guys. You can't fail here and maybe get like an inverted hammer or hanging man or something like that, and then you're going to be sitting there going, The United States government said they were going to kill the U.S. dollar today. What does that mean to commodities? Keep going on trading. Yeah, Clodian, you nailed it. You really did nail it. We suspected, but we didn't know. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I got to go. My throat's killing me. I got a lot of stuff to do today, too, as well, right? I typically don't like to trade the U.S. close just because it gets really crazy. Like you see the situation we're in a crude oil. That's because we took a position right during that K period washout. Still, though, this relief trade, it's there. I'm not worried about that. Remember, if you want to go ahead and check in on any of these trades that I let twist, one of the things I don't do is I don't run from really much. My performance or whatever, I'm not a signal provider. I'm just here trying to give a little bit of insight into what I see in the markets. I've been doing this a long time. You can go ahead and check out the results of these things on X. I have an extremely small following. I'm not looking to build a following here. What we're looking to do is trade and have fun doing it. That's what I have fun doing. That's what I am as a trader. You can check out the results of these trades over there on X on Shain V_trader. We'll probably do some sort of performance metric later this week, probably either tomorrow or maybe Friday. But right now it feels like we're in the green. We went down a little bit yesterday, but you can follow me there on X if you want, or just go ahead and check it out. Like I said, not a big following. Don't really care, but that's my feed, and that's where you can probably get the most up-to-date information on some of these trades that we execute on the live streams. I want to thank you for joining me. There's going to be a lot of changes. Coming up for our live streams here. If you're watching us on YouTube, great. Encourage you to head on over to the Switch Markets YouTube channel. That's where we put a lot of new content. We're going to be building a lot of that stuff. Just sort of got behind a little bit with videos and shorts and things this year, but the live streams are really where our focus is, at least right for the moment. We're going to be leaning heavily into the AI. The AI sector is going to be really big, especially on that MT5 platform. A lot of new developments there. A lot of people very interested in that. But live trading is sort of where I've always excelled. I love the education and the economics part of it, and I always like to be here for you guys too as well if you have any questions at all. So be sure to reach out, howtotrade.com. You can find me over on X as well. And then be sure to check out Switch Markets if you're looking for a broker and you need to get some action in the markets. I definitely, they got all sorts of bonuses. Go check them out. Great market access. And the value added they give to traders is pretty much unparalleled. Bobby Bob's still here. Thank you very much for staying. I know this is a long one. These streams may be turning into this format. I don't know yet. We just got to wait and see. But I had a lot of fun trading today with you guys, and we made a few bucks. So there you go. Let me see. Crypto Times, according to Trump, not the commodities. Bitcoin up, silver down. Well, I mean, you love silver, Sarah. You love silver. 64 is magic, right? All right, guys. Have a fantastic trading day. As always, trade the action well, and we'll talk soon. See ya.
A quick one before our live stream starts. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we go live there every day trading the markets, covering world news, and talking through setups in real time. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next session.
Still doom scrolling? Brain rot taking over? You'll focus tomorrow, right? But what if tomorrow never comes? What if it all started with one small choice? The world won't wait for you. Opportunity is moving right now. One decision is all it takes to shift your momentum. Fuel your mind and watch possibilities open up. Small wins stack up, focus sharpens, growth begins. Everything changes the moment you focus. Lock in and make the switch today. Bring your ambition into focus. Trade with Switch Markets.
Are you still trading everything manually? More traders are moving to automation, running strategies 24/7, removing emotion, and staying consistent. Now with Switch Markets, you've got the tools to build and run your own automated trading systems, so your strategy delivers even when you're asleep.
Meet Switch Markets, a broker for ambitious people who want to trade the financial markets.
You mean that I can trade things like Forex, stocks, even gold with you?
Yes, you can even trade the coffee bean market with us.
What about digital currencies? Can I trade them too?
Absolutely. Maybe now's your time to get in.
Oh. And are you regulated?
Yes, we are.
And how easy is it to deposit and withdraw? Will you charge me any fees?
It's easy. Deposit and withdraw instantly. Nice and simple. And unlike that guy, we won't grab any fees from you.
Do you have a low spread trading account?
We certainly do. Pick from our zero commission or our low spreads account. It's up to you.
Okay then, what makes you so different from every other broker out there?
Our 5-star rated real human customer support and our perks package worth thousands. No other broker can beat it.
So, who did you say you were again?
Switch to success. Trade with Switch Markets.